going to be a little bit of a somber one starting off, but then we're going to get into a lot of big news going on in the world, definitely. I'm excited because I got my Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary poster rolling. I got my Mandalorian
it says we got no sound.
rolling. I mean, what are we talking about? This is the way. It's all happening. I'm excited to be talking about it all with these incredible people today. First off, the lovely, talented, and beautiful and backlit Kate Mulligan. How are you, Kate?
I'm a solid medium.
I love it. And right next to her, Brett Sheridan. How are you, my man? Wearing a DC DC shilling. I love it. I respect it.
Yeah, I don't know. Just found it in the drawer.
All right.
Thanks,
So
Brett.
this whole thing. Ben Goddard, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are y'all today?
Yeah, you taking a break? I saw your tweet. You taking a break from Twitch? Or what's going on?
Just recharging the old batteries.
Okay. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. You young kids, you like taking your breaks. You know, when I was your age. Anyway, all right. RB3, what's going
I
down,
used to
my man?
walk uphill to my streams.
I twitched 48 hours straight today. God damn it. How are you, RB?
I'm good. I'm rocking the Black Panther apparel today,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I got to represent that for sure.
Absolutely, and especially after yesterday. Well, we should just get into it. You know, we'll start there with the show.
Leave the music on for this part.
Yeah. Maybe we should turn the music down or turn it off.
Definitely.
It's so
well,
funny
last-
when, before you go,
Yeah.
it's great when somebody, you do a show and they have to point out what you put on because you have no idea what you're wearing.
You have no clue that you're wearing a
I'm
DC.
like, what?
Oh.
Yeah, I guess. All the V-necks were dirty.
That's what I love.
All the
That's what I love.
V-necks, yeah, I know. It's not a V-neck today, Brett. It's surprising.
Look at this hawk you got going on too, Brett.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
it's
Mohawk.
nice.
Look at that. Oh, it's
I like
I
it.
shaved my beard and then this just looked like a big peach. It was just like this thing.
Oh,
And
okay,
it was just
okay.
not, so
Mama
I
like.
like this. It makes the receding hairline not look like it's actually happening.
yeah.
It looks like it's on purpose. So.
totally. So I
Yeah.
can see what you're doing there.
All
I like it.
bro.
I like it.
Thank you.
Anyway, all right, well, let's get into it. RB3 pointing out there to his shirt. We should start there. Unfortunately, over the weekend, I think all of us on Friday night were absolutely shattered when we found out about the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman from colon cancer. He'd been apparently struggling with it for 4 years and had been shooting all these movies, TV show appearances, interviews, going to Make-A-Wish Foundation events, all these kinds of things he was doing, and press tours. All of this while in between his chemo, in between his surgeries, and it was heartbreaking. Only 43 years old, incredible body of work already before leaving the planet, but also what Black Panther symbolized to so many people of color and to so many people, period, who were coming up and falling in love with a new superhero and following the superhero and getting a new source of pride for their lives and what can happen. And he'd played so many incredible characters and historical characters: Jackie Robinson, James Brown. Of course, not historical in Wakanda, but certainly a legacy that will be left historically for anybody who takes up that mantle down the road. But also, he's a graduate of Howard. Apparently, Denzel Washington had been funding his education, which he found out later. Angela Bassett delivered a beautiful eulogy to him on her Instagram, and so did Ryan Coogler yesterday, and Shuri Wright as well. So many incredible words were delivered by people trying to put into words the enormity of their loss of Chadwick Boseman. RB, I go to you first, my man. I mean, you cut a special tribute to him that was incredible. What's your? I mean, it's 3 days later. What are your feelings? What were you feeling that night, man?
Well, it was. It was just tough, man. I mean, I was watching. I was actually at the drive-in theater watching New Mutants when I, looked on Twitter and saw the news, and it just, just completely wrecked me. Like it, it's, it's only like once in a lifetime that you really get to see something as life-changing and as impactful as, like Black Panther was for me. And I remember when I watched Captain America: Civil War for the first time, and you actually meet T'Challa and you meet his father, and you get that whole storyline. I remember when I watched that for the first time theater, I even had shed a tear in that moment, because it's like this was the beginning of something new. And then post Civil War, you meet him again in Black Panther, and you meet the world of Wakanda around the character, and it's just so impactful and everything like that. And then when you go to Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame and like that, to me, like the one moment that literally shatters me is like when I think of him coming out of the portal and Endgame, and he's like literally the first one out with with Shuri and Okoye, and it's like so powerful and impactful. And like I know for me, like in that moment in the theater, like that was the most amazing moment just ever. And I know for a lot of people it was. And outside of it's easy to talk about the Black Panther stuff, but I also think about 42. Like that was one of his first movie roles ever. And that was, I remember watching that like literally in high school. They were showing it in history classes already. Like it's he has this kind of power and gravitas to his acting and his performances that are just like, and I'm sorry to rip off your word, Rocha, gravitas, but
no, please, I haven't used it in years.
But when you're playing like these iconic parts, and you go to James Brown, and then Thurgood Marshall,
right?
It's just insane that this dude had that much talent, that much integrity, that much principle, and understood like the power of acting and performance that well. I mean, I think he was going to be in line to be one of the GOATs going forward.
So I think Sidney Poitier was in play, man. I mean, what Denzel kind of veered where he went, but there was a thing with Chadwick that radiated that kind of next Sidney Poitier vibe to him, and certainly the fact that he chose never to play gangbangers, never to play these stereotypical roles. He made it a point to walk a different path. And he said, if you watch that speech of his, where he talks about the graduation speech or whatever, where he talks about to the graduates, you can choose to walk a different path, and when you walk that different path, new doors will open for you. God will open the doors for you. God will clear the path for you if that's your destiny, and you'd be surprised how that can change. Ben, I mean, what's your reaction? What was your reaction when you heard and kind of dealt with this?
Just kind of the same thing. My first thought was like, who's gonna play Chadwick Boseman's biopic? Because like Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson, T'Challa, like I mean, and then he played Floyd Little at the very end of The Express too. So just like this man made a career of playing the most historic Black figures in history, and it's like how you can't replace him. Like I'm not even talking about MCU or anything. I don't care about that, but it's just like it. And especially just like it just goes to show like how shitty this year is, that for once like we were living this tiny bubble of having this great match with Jericho and Smith, and like, oh man, this is going perfect, it's overtime, all this great stuff where everyone's having fun, and then we just all get the news and just like we come right back down to earth, and it's like God. And the fact that he had to get in shape twice to play T'Challa in Civil War and then in Black Panther. And then, I saw people like, he was at the VMAs or like the NBA game, and like, that picture went viral of him, like kind of doing like that. And everyone's like, oh, like he's so over this. I'm like, can you stop judging someone from like a still photo? And maybe if they're a little skinnier and like they're not in superhero shape at all times, and like ragging on them to death. And now everyone's like, oh man, now I'm rethinking my actions. Like it really shouldn't take someone's cancerous death to make you rethink shitting on someone on the internet. But if that's what it's got to take, I hope people change.
I have a firm policy, and I think everybody should. I'd never make jokes about if somebody's health is looking different, like, or anything like that. Like, I saw a lot of people doing the whole jokes when he was like skinny and during the summer, earlier in the summer or whatever. And like I even thought back then, I was like, yo, that's not cool. Like, what if it's something real or whatever? And that's unfortunately what it comes down to. But we can't. You can't be using social media like that. You can't be going. You just shouldn't be doing like that kind of stuff anyway, because it really means something. Like he might have really read a lot of that stuff or saw a lot of that reaction. It might have personally affected him, and that's the last thing you want.
He turned off comments on his Instagram. He definitely saw it.
So it's terrible stuff, and that's really hurtful and impactful, and it's terrible behavior. So we got to put it into that for sure.
I hear you, Kate. Any thoughts on this?
I mean, this Brett was the one that told me, and I know Brett and I probably both approached this from a parent perspective, like our sort of bleeding hearts. But like, I know he was somebody's kid, and I also know, like, I just sort of think, like, the lack of grace that I find that I have in my life a lot of times, the way that I can bitch and moan about stuff that's not that big of a deal in the scheme of the world, or the way that I can, you know, make a bruise into it. You know what I mean? Like, and that this king was suffering the way he must have been suffering. I mean, we had a friend who turned 40 and got colon cancer. And I don't know, I didn't read enough about Mr. Boseman's to know, but, like, our friend had to have a colostomy bag for 6 months, and, like, all of that. It's just, you know, it's an awful disease, and our friend seems to be on the other side of it, thank God. But he got diagnosed a couple months after they had their first child.
Yeah.
It's just like, and knowing what they went through, and how, like, he had days when he was like, no, I actually, like, I loved my new baby and I love my wife, but, like, there was a couple of days I really felt like I was going to give in. And I just think, like, this man showed up to work every day and kept this a secret, and just the sort of grace that takes. It's just I just sort of feel like it's just a reminder to me. First of all, like, I think the reason that everybody responds to this in such a big way is because if he can die, then I can die. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's that reminder. It's like our own mortality always comes into play. And I just sort of think about, like, how beautifully and how gracefully he handled this. And it's just an inspiration for me to remember to, like, just try to have a little more grace, try to have a little more perspective, try to keep some things closer to the chest, try to, you know, and just, you know, that I don't know. And on some level, I'm like, God, I hope the people closest to him knew. I'm sure that, like, I don't know. Like, did Luke Pizza know? Does everybody on the show know? Like, because I feel like one thing I will say is that if anybody's experiencing this that was close to him and had no idea they were about to lose him, I do feel like that's unfair. So I hope that the people that he wanted to know knew. But it's just a reminder to me, like, how lucky, how blessed we are, and just how to be more graceful in my life, and just a reminder, like, any of us can go at any time, and make sure, like, RB3, I love you. Brett Sheridan, I love you. Ben Goddard, I love you. John Rocha, I love you. You know, like, we just have to remember that. Like,
that's the first time she's ever said that.
John Rocha, I love you. Also, I think you'd be a really great fit on the desk.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, to
Sheridan,
piggyback off of what Kate said, I think it's too bad that life has to give us these gut punches to make us, you know, appreciate things. I think a lot of times, you know, I have a very self-deprecating humor about my life, and I love my life. I love my family, and I when I texted Kate, I just worked a 13-hour day of taking down artwork and was bitching about my back, and then I was just happy to have my back and have my body and have my life, you know. So it's a fucker, you know, and I can't. These things, they keep going. But there's this song I was listening to. I talk about him all the time. Nathaniel Rateliff, and he's kind of talking about getting old, and, you know, he lost of a friend and burying your friends and stuff like that. The song is called "And It's Still All Right." You know, so we're you know. Yeah. It's you hate it when people say, but, you know, things will get better, and we'll rise up, and just don't, like Kate says, don't wait for something like this to give you that gut punch to get you back into life, I guess.
Well, I mean, we've had two gut punches this year, right, with Kobe and with Chadwick, you know, out of the blue, two incredible, extraordinary men in their chosen fields, passing away surprisingly. I imagine, Kate, people knew once it made that turn. You know, having my father, when he died of cancer, I remember he called me in January, and normally he'd be like, you know, just come home when you can. He was like, no, you got to come home. You got to come home. He knew. And so it's like, maybe there's the people who didn't know, who maybe they felt they should know. They got in contact with them and let them know so they could maybe come say their goodbyes. And he died at his home, and he married. I think he married his wife there before he passed. Yeah. So it was like, you know, so he passed in a positive way, passing on something else as well, getting a chance to get married before he passed.
To be clear, he did not owe us that information.
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm not trying to say he should.
And I mean, that really does say, like, that he surrounded himself with good people that like we never knew, and I'm glad I didn't want to know. Like,
well, and that's the other thing too. Like when I was thinking about my friend, and now I know not everybody gets put on a bag. It depends on if they have to resection the colon or not. But it, like, I even think about like Wardrobe. Like if he was on a bag, like Wardrobe knew, you know. Like,
of
so
course.
it is like, it's just so if this was something that was more, that there was more outlets that it could have come out of. I think it's so amazing that people, if that is the case, I do think it's so amazing that people respected his wishes on that.
I also hope that this sparks people to take colon cancer more seriously, especially men. I've been getting colonoscopy since I was 35 years old because of my stomach issues, because colon cancer, I fear it like crazy. So to hear that he passed from it was doubly emotional for me because of my dad passing from cancer. But I also know that these healthcare things like Kaiser and other, they don't like to give you colonoscopies till you're 50 years old. And I hope that this starts to change now, where young men at 30, 35 having stomach issues, having gastrointestinal issues, and sometimes it's cultural amongst the Latino community having those problems because of all the diet, because the kind of things we eat in our diet. I hope they start to open doors to approve these colonoscopies earlier and earlier. I had to fight when I was on Kaiser to get one when I was 45 years old. I had to fight to get it because I have to get it every 3 to 5 years just in case. And so hopefully this is an eye-opening thing to a lot of these healthcare facilities and companies, and they change that law or change that recommendation and allow people to get colonoscopies younger and younger to avoid getting colon cancer and having it go to stage 4 so quickly in their lives. So if nothing else, I hope something like that comes out of it that is positive for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
So,
part of what makes me like the saddest about the situation is like thinking about all the like young kids and young, like those pictures of like the young black kids with the making the memorials with the action figures and stuff like that. So I guess like Kate and Brett, like, do y'all, like as parents, like how would y'all go about approaching that? Like, have y'all told y'all kids about, you know, what's going on? Or
I actually excuse me, we didn't talk about Chadwick, but I talked in depth with my 5-year-old when George Floyd was killed about death and about you know, we've had to talk about death one other time. We lived next to a woman who was 104 who passed away, but we, you know, I did feel like that was important for us to explain what had happened and the where I stood on it, and that, you know, I still say, like, you know, you get to make your own decisions about this stuff, but and I remember him saying to me, well, when Miss Grace died, he's like, is she in the sky now? And I said, you know, it's such a good question. I really don't know. Do you want to believe that she's in the sky? And he said, yeah, she's in the sky. And I was like, okay, well then that's great. You can believe that she's in the sky. But, you know, we go to church and stuff, but like, not currently, we don't go to church, but like, you know, for me, I had stuff like religion like shoved down my throat. So we're being a little bit more, you know, make your own decisions, but it's definitely something like, especially in a case with like Chadwick Boseman, where it's like the whole thing I was able to say to him was like, well, Miss Grace died because she was old. Because then immediately the kids are like, well, are you going to die? And I said to him, I said, yeah, I am going to die someday, but not till I'm much, much older. At least we hope. But like, that's, you know, that could end up being a lie. You know what I mean? I don't want to lie to my kid. Right. But yeah, it's like a little bit trickier because Chadwick Boseman wasn't old. Do you know what I mean? And there was nothing that he did wrong. And it wasn't that somebody did something bad to him. It's just, this is one of those things where like, I can't quite wrap my brain around it. So we did not talk about it yet. And I don't know how we will when it's time.
Brett, did you?
Yeah, I mean, my kids have gotten the point. I mean, they've, it's something that happened to me that started off my depression was something that I don't talk about. But they dealt with a very, very tragic death, and you know, and some. You know, also some fathers of kids at our school that had died and things like that. So, you know, they're at an age where it's far too, there's too much of it going on, you know. So, I mean, it's strangely enough, like Juice WRLD, they listen to, you know, like they were like, I go, do you know, Lucid Dreams, my son loved that song, heard all the time. Like, yeah, did you hear that? And, you know, it's like this person, this person. So, you know, it's tough with kids because like Kate said, you don't you don't know what's going to make them feel better, because you don't know how to give them those tools, and sadly they've been learning about it a little too much.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, he'll stay in our minds. He'll stay certainly in all our hearts, and we do send our thoughts and prayers to his family and to everyone who was affected by this as well. If you have any tributes you want to send in through the Streamlabs as Super Chats or Schmobots, feel free to do that as well. We're going to move on with the show, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on all this stuff as well as we move along, and how it affected you, and also about the news topics we got coming up. But let's move on with the show as we send our heartfelt thanks to Chadwick Boseman for the time he did spend on this planet, and for the incredible legacy of acting, character, and charity work that he leaves as a lesson for people coming behind
for me
him.
and my cousins who watched him in Black Panther. It was a double whammy since we lost one of our uncles after his 2-year battle with cancer this July. Never miss a moment with your loved ones, you all. Rest in peace, Chadwick and Uncle Jimmy. Fuck 2020.
That's the truth.
100%.
That's the truth.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, guys, there's no easy way to move on from something like that, but we do have a show. So, you know what? We got yelled at it for it last time, so let's make sure to not skip this.
Okay. Oh.
Rocky 4.
Oh, no, I got to go.
Director's cut.
I can't talk about that.
So I guess the big thing is that they're getting rid of the robot.
Yeah, what the hell?
Responding to fans on his Instagram page, Stallone revealed one character from the existing theatrical cut is being removed. The 6-foot talking robot that Rocky gives his brother-in-law, Paulie. I gotta say, as an outsider looking into the Rocky franchise,
yes,
the robot is one of the most recognizable things from that franchise.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. It's been memed to death. It's like, it was like a Family Guy joke. It's one of the most famous robots in science fiction history from a fucking Rocky movie. Why are they cutting it, Rocha?
I think because I texted Christian about it over the weekend, and he's like, I think Stallone's trying to make this a little more of a dramatic film, or try to increase it, so he thinks the robot might be cheesy. And I'm like, that end speech isn't cheesy. The robot is cheesy. The end speech is double cheese. With extra cheese on top.
He ends the Cold War in a boxing match.
Yeah,
I was
after
gonna
he's
say,
gotten pummeled for 15 rounds.
Rocha, don't say the end speech was cheesy. The whole movie is cheesy. The whole movie is cheese.
The whole movie is one montage.
Exactly.
It's just a montage.
It's a beautiful montage.
Literally 33% montage. It's a music video with boxing scenes in it.
There are no dinosaurs fighting on a roof, though. God damn it. Anyway,
this is way better. Let me get me started how Fallen Kingdom is way better than Rocky 4. I don't even start it on that.
Dinosaur came back and fought in Rocky Balboa, if you know what I mean.
He fought the robot. He fought the robot.
Stallone was the dinosaur, exactly. But
go ahead, RB.
No, listen.
Defend this, RB.
No, I'm not defending this at all, because listen, I hate Rocky 4, but the one thing I actually liked about it was the robot. I thought that was the one thing that was like, oh, this is kind of weird and cool and quirky. Like, they actually did something here. That was the one thing I liked. They're taking that away from me. Yeah, and now they're talking about the whole 40% more footage, the IMAX format. No. You can't pay me money to watch this. You can't pay me money to watch this.
Do you think it'll be a 2.5-hour Rocky 4? Oh my God! But they might change what you've been complaining about, RB3. Maybe the montage, if they add more footage, goes down to 18% of the movie instead of 33%.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if they add more. Hey, listen. If there's more James Brown Apollo Creed intro, that was the one montage or one song that I like. If they add like 5 more minutes of that, then yeah, I'm down for it. Otherwise, I don't know.
What if there's more pummeling of Apollo Creed, where it becomes even longer than he doesn't throw the towel in? Nobody wants that, for God's sake.
Philip,
they're killing him for God's sake.
James Brown concert
thanks
before
for making
Apollo
me
dies.
smile, even on days that really hurt me. Love you guys. Keep the robot. Take the robot. Rocky 4 is still a fun time. Hi, Kate and Brett.
No, but come on. What do you guys think? Do you guys remember the robot?
Rid of the robot, can we flash the robot up from the Schmobot comes up on? Can we use it now?
We can take their robot. You're right, Brett. You're right.
That's a great idea, Brett.
Yeah. I forgot there was a robot in the film.
What?
And now I'm trying to. Now that we're talking about, I'm like, what was the whole? Was it that he got like a ton of money? Paulie did because he
bought that for Paulie for his birthday. Because remember in Rocky 3, Paulie complains, this X watch. That's all you got me.
Yeah.
So he's always trying to take care of Paulie now.
Robot.
And he gets him the robot, and then Paulie adjusts the robot, because the robot initially talks with it, happy birthday, Paulie. But he adjusts it so that it speaks like some sultry woman. Here's your beer.
Oh, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Where Paulie lost his girlfriend now, too? He's fucking that robot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
As if Burt Young wasn't already enough and barely in the film. Now you're cutting even more scenes with Burt Young in it. So hopefully they'll add more stuff with him. What do you think, Kate? Have you ever seen this movie?
Now that you brought that up, I know
Never
why I blocked
seen
that all out.
You never seen Rocky 4, Kate?
Nah.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Just watch the music video, the James Brown music video.
Yeah.
Or the what's the other one? The No Easy Way Out video. You watch that music video. You watch the whole entire series. The whole 4 films are in that video. So
But you know, I actually the Rocky 4 was too much montage, but Rocky 3 perfect amount of montage. That's perfect. That's peak montage right there. Everything
You don't
in that
think
movie is
Sylvester Stallone and Carl Weathers jumping up and down in the ocean water?
Yeah.
super cheese. That's a little cheese. It's a little cheese.
Yeah.
It's no lie.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid. I'm afraid. You want me to say I'm afraid?
Now wait. Now that scene is great. The scene of them jumping up and down. That is not a good scene. I agree with you. But Apollo getting him out of his shit. I love that scene. I love when he's like, "There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow."
I do love force love in that movie.
And then Rocky 4, though. I mean, I wonder if there's going to be more Drago. I wonder if there's more Dolph Lundgren, more with Brigitte Nielsen. That's another one.
That's what I want to see, because that's what I really liked. I liked Creed 2 better than Creed, honestly, because I liked you had a better villain, and you saw that final fight. Like Creed's gonna win, but I was like, if Drago, if the baby Drago wins in this, I'm not gonna be mad about it. Like they have a lot riding on this. And they were, cast to lower Serbia after they lost that big match and living in the slums back there. And so it's just a big match for both people. So if either one wins, okay. Yeah. And so I that's what I liked about Creed 2 more than the first one. And plus when they slowly creep the Rocky music in the final fight, when he gets up and it's it's got the hip hop beat, and then it goes to the dun 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 dun. I was like, I almost got up in the theater. I was like, okay, let's go.
$20.
That's fine.
I want a montage of people signing a petition to get the robot back in the movie.
Exactly.
Hashtag release the robot cut.
Also, the kid, his kid's in the, isn't it? No, his kid's in 5. Sorry, but the kid in the film who plays his son rides around on the robot when Rocky is cleaning the car, cleaning his IROC Z or the Trans Am or the Camaro, whatever it is he's driving. I forget what it is, but he cleans it. So I don't know. There's a number of scenes.
I did not see Rocky 4, but I did see Flavor of Love with Brigitte Nielsen. So
well, that's important. Right? Well, let me hear about that, Kate. I want to hear about your
Flavor of Love.
I loved Flavor of Love and the Motley Crue one. What was that one? Rock of Love or whatever.
Rock of Love.
Rock of Love was good. It was good.
Wait, was it? Wait, no. Brigitte Nielsen wasn't on Flavor of Love. She was on. They had their own show together, right?
Yeah.
Flavor of Love was his dating show.
Yes, yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah. What was it called?
I
thought it was Flavor. Maybe not.
Well, maybe she was.
Flavor of Love is where New York came from.
Yeah,
New York is from Flavor of Love, and
Yes.
she became a star from that because she's the most ridiculous human being on the planet.
It was just the one where celebrities lived in a.
Yes, it was how they met.
Strange Love. Thank you, Leo. Strange Love was
Oh,
Brigitte.
I thought it was just the
Brigitte
house one where they all.
No,
just
that
lived
was
in.
how Brigitte. That was how Brigitte and
Brigitte.
Flavor had met. Was on what you're talking about, Brett. But then they had their own show together.
Yeah.
That's
Strange Love.
I mean, what do you do if you're Stallone? You're like, oh man, I was gonna marry this woman. Now she's messing around with this guy wearing a clock on his neck. I don't know, man. I don't know. In my head, I'd be like, and I love Flavor Flav. I love Public Enemy, but still, I have
Enemy
questions.
doesn't love Flavor Flav anymore.
Public Enemy doesn't. Yeah, they kicked him out. Anyway, all right. Anything more to say on that? It's coming out on November 25th, I think, on the anniversary of the film's release.
Let me just check with Christian to make sure we talked about it.
Yeah, we filled the quota.
Did we fill
I
the Rocky
am excited though about a director's cut of Stallone of the movie. We'll see, but if he makes it be too serious, part of what you love about Rocky 4 is that it kind of cheesily addresses this Cold War that was going on at the time in the 80s having that fake Gorbachev stand up and clap for Rocky at the end. I mean, all of that just works so well because it's total cheeseball. But like, if they start to make it more serious, then I'm be like, ugh, I don't know if it's gonna.
There's
work.
actually, because I wanted to see who the voice actor was for the robot because I feel bad for him. But actually, there's like I'm just saw there's a very touching story behind the robot. The actual creator, I think it's an actual robot, and he created it to help children with autism.
Adrian Michael donated $20.
They're going to take that.
Chadwick Boseman had an amazing film career. He was hilarious when he hosted SNL.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when Chala was in Black Jeopardy.
Yes.
Thank you all for the entertainment. Life lived to the fullest.
Yeah.
Seeing that clip go around, like I forgot how funny that moment was.
Yeah,
like,
hell no, Karen.
So good.
Keep your brand ass potato salad.
Also, how funny that Karen was a name.
I know, right? It was before, right before.
Before Karen. Because that was still in the days of Becky, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably where it stemmed from, like that.
Maybe.
Just like, hell nah, Karen.
I feel she does not season her food.
Yeah.
That whole thing was hilarious. I mean, the whole skit is funny. That section is funny, but the whole skit is funny. How he's answering in this really respectful, noble way, and Kenan Thomp's like, it should be. It should be.
We'll say Kenan does not get enough credit.
Oh yeah.
For being Black Alex Trebek in that skit, because like even when Tom Hanks was on there, and like he was like wearing the MAGA hat, and he was like, "What are skinny women good for?" And Tom Hanks goes, "What is not a damn thing?" He's like, "Yes!" Like, action to Tom Hanks and T'Challa when like T'Challa's like working through like. I see that she does not season food. Nope, hell no, she doesn't. Kenan like has been on the show for like almost what is it, like 15, 20
so
years
long.
now. Like
long
he does
time.
not get enough credit for being on that show. I love Kenan.
He's like
Where's Kel, by the way? Where's Kel at?
He's good.
Anybody else watch
actually,
Kenan and
he actually did an interview with a YouTuber I work with, Anthony Padilla. You should check that out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he did.
I will.
Yeah, Nickelodeon show interview, but
It's
I don't know
what's
what
he
he's
doing.
I
Okay.
don't know what he's doing now, though. I don't know.
So it was a very informative interview. Okay.
No. I mean, it was a good interview, but it was like it was a few months ago, maybe.
Oh,
a year
okay,
ago, I don't
okay.
know. So,
I remember remember the Chicken Soup for the Soul books?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There was like a Chicken Soup for the kid's soul, and like I read that, and it was like this crazy story about a kid growing up in like the ghetto, like avoiding gang shootings, like literally like his friend like dying next to him and stuff like that. And I can't remember all the details of the story, but like at the very end, it was signed, "This is my story, Kel Mitchell." And like that's like where he came from, and it was like this crazy like there's no intro or anything. You're just reading the story, and then it's just like Kel Mitchell. It's like oh my god. All right, so Kel, his latest thing was he was a voice actor on Animaniacs.
There you go.
He came back for all that. He came. They rebooted all that. He came back for that. SpongeBob SquarePants TV show. Seems like he's doing a lot of voice acting stuff.
Yeah. He's married to rapper Asia Lee, and they have 2 children. So, I mean, my man's doing all right.
Yeah, he's still working.
Speaking of SpongeBob, there's a real divergence. But have y'all heard of the SpongeBob the musical? Like the very popular Broadway show, and
Yes.
It came to Pantages for a little bit, right?
It was supposed to play at the Pantages during the pandemic, and then they had to cancel it.
Hello.
But I actually just watched it. They have it on Amazon Prime. So I actually just checked it out, and it was actually pretty good. So
Nice.
Yeah, a college friend of mine produced it.
Oh, this has been your mini review of SpongeBob the musical.
it was good. It was good.
Suck it, Hamilton.
Want a real Broadway show? Go to SpongeBob the musical.
Want to hear some real political drama? SpongeBob, baby.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Shrek the musical's amazing. I've seen it
Really?
700 times.
I do like that musical, man.
It
That
is good.
fun.
No, my daughter loved it, and like but I mean, I have seen it 700.
I mean, but Rocha, it's no Greatest Showman.
I mean, it's not Greatest Showman, but that Lord Farquaad song is fantastic. I mean, that's. But no, I actually argued Greatest Showman on a show that they might be dropping soon for a pilot episode for Rotten Tomatoes. With Jacqueline Coley and a couple and Mark Ellis. So we'll see.
The argument of what movie spans 20 years of time, but the kids never age.
No, that's The Simpsons. That's the
okay.
Simpsons.
Got it. That's good counter. It's a good counter.
Fuckers never grow up. Every episode must be 1 second of their lives.
Yeah.
Maggie's 15.
The Simpsons are all. The Simpsons have been forever living in in 2020 where time does not exist.
I love an intervention episode with Maggie. I love an A&E intervention with Maggie.
Yeah.
He just like hates being the baby of the family. He's a total cokehead. Anyway, all right, I saw a trailer for this. I was watching that Grant miniseries over the weekend on A&E, but I didn't know intervention was still on, because I used to watch that religiously way back when. But like this one, the girl is doing she has a garbage bin full of needles in her bedroom. Like, this is insane to me, the level to which people will cater to this kind of thing to try to save their kids,
Was she hoarding, or was she a drug addict?
No, drug addict. She was using, I forget what it was that she was on, but she needed it so bad.
And was the rationale that they would rather
her do it there?
Do it there and have her do it safely with like their materials.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's so tricky.
Yeah, I know. I did that with
crazy.
Twinkie wrappers. I have a whole thing with Twinkie. My parents did it with me with Twinkies. So that's how I got fat. Anyway, let's move on. What's our next story?
Yeah, guys, streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. Send your questions in. We got the crew back for another week. So send them on in. Let's get the robot.
One more week?
Is on.
Yeah, we are on a week by week basis.
Yeah.
Ben just aired the secret.
We're all patiently awaiting that Sunday night email. Like,
yeah,
we're back. Let's go. All right, clap it up, everybody.
The guillotine swinging all weekend.
I love when Ben just dropped the truth. That was so true for all of us. I was like, that's not true. I was like,
We're okay. This was late. Right?
and then I'll like text Christian like, hey, everything okay by you? It's Sunday night.
He goes like, we're just gonna have a Christian call. Take Brett Sheridan's clothes.
Rocky IV for an hour. That's what I said.
I do want to talk about this.
Is this your personal thing?
No. This is Sean Baker stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You wanted to talk about this, so bring it up.
I do want to talk about this. So Bella Thorne, there's a site called OnlyFans. It's mostly for like NSFW content, adult content. And Bella Thorne started an OnlyFans and made $1 million in 24 hours with her OnlyFans with people signing up. Okay. And that on by itself is fine. But what she did is that she, on top of that, said, I have a nude photo that you can buy for $200. And she made another $1 million for that one basically pay-per-view event thing. Turns out it wasn't. And it
wasn't nude?
It wasn't fully nude. It was NSFW, it was lingerie. And so a lot of people were like, fuck that, and wanted their money back. So OnlyFans didn't have that kind of money to automatically refund $1 million. So the repercussions of it was that now you can't get tips over $100. You can't do pay-per-view events for more than $50.
Yeah.
And you only get paid once a month now instead of weekly.
Wow.
So and Bella Thorne came out, and how it ties back to movie stuff. Bella Thorne came out and said that she was doing research for a documentary, or I think it's a documentary that Sean Baker is doing.
Sure.
And Sean Baker came out and said, we had talked like in the most vague terms about this, but there was nothing ever on the horizon for it yet. So this, like, in kind of like, you know how we were talking about how like people from The Office are doing recaps and like celebrities are on YouTube and stuff like that. That's like kind of where I was going, is that they almost like come in with their huge fan bases and they can almost break these platforms for smaller creators.
Yeah.
Like, this could happen to Patreon in the exact same way. We already get paid once a month on Patreon.
Yeah.
So like someone could come in and be like, hey, here's all this stuff. And then if they don't back it up, everyone's gonna be like, okay, well, I want my money back. And then the whole platform can break just like that.
Well, I mean, that's what people were talking about, like when Cardi B also did a deal with OnlyFans, right? Like too. But the difference is with Cardi B, she said from the very beginning, it's not going to be any kind of new content. It's not going to be any kind of that. It's literally just going to be the most innocent stuff. And people do use OnlyFans for innocent stuff. There are a lot of people who just use it for like cosplay. There's people who use it for photography. So you could do it for like sexual stuff. Yeah,
I thought it was just for sexual stuff.
No. People do it for non-sexual stuff all the time. But the problem is here that she advertised it as that kind of thing, and that she's just exploiting the system. And frankly, it was really hurtful because there's a lot of people who are sex workers who rely on platforms like a OnlyFans instead of working for porn companies or other kind of companies that rip them off, that take advantage of them, that pay them pennies on the dollar for the profit that they're making. This is a platform that represents something that people, independent creators, could just make their money like directly from the consumer. And the fact that like this giant, privileged white celebrity could just come in and just like completely just rip that apart for a lot of people is frankly ridiculous. So it's really sad and upsetting, but that's just what. That's just what's happening right now. So,
straight up, I want my $200 back. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
The way she advertised it was,
Well, I was gonna say, like, I think it's crazy.
That noise, Brett.
I did look it up. I did look up the preview thing because I was like, "What is this story? How does this?" And her little snippet that she did before it was like totally bait and switching people to say like, "Oh, this is gonna be all sexy," and you're gonna get, and that's maybe she's researching her role as a con artist or something.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, but I was gonna say
the Winona Ryder thing where she's shoplifting and like, this is for a movie.
I was gonna say like just throwing out Sean Baker's name like that, he probably just caught like a random stray on a Sunday, like just for no reason.
Right, he's probably getting his ads are probably getting blown up. He's like, what happened?
Well, it's like the Coen brothers dealing with Tara Reid, talking about how they're doing a sequel all the time with Tara Reid, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. We ain't doing no sequel. We ain't talking to her about dick, and that's the way it goes. But I'll tell you this is, and maybe this will get me in trouble. Maybe this is my last time hosting, but marginally talented, barely intelligent people that are allowed to mess around with apps like this are what destroys stuff like this. And OnlyFans has to take a little bit of responsibility themselves for allowing her to come in and not thinking ahead about what she might do, or not getting ironclad in the contract what it is she's allowed to do and not allowed to do in order to use their service. They used her because they got attention and people would sign up and what have you, and they made money off of her, but then she broke the system. So this is what happens. You allow a corrupt person to roll into your system because thinking you're going to reap the benefits. They're going to use you and spit you out because they have 3 million followers. They don't give a fuck about you, and they'll move on to the next app. She is marginally talented at best. She's using her assets how she wants to use them, and she has every right to do so in this country. But in the end, if you're an app letting her do it, you can't. It's the frog and the scorpion. It's that shit all over again. So it's just dumb on so many levels.
The thing isn't about like how she ever wants to use. But it's like instead of like punishing other creators by limiting their income, it should be like, okay, now there's going to be some kind of verification step.
Yes. Yep.
Or if you violate the terms of service and you falsely advertise what you're promoting,
no money.
You're fucking gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's coming out of your pocket, not ours.
That's what I don't understand, why she didn't have to pay the money back.
Right. There should be a class action lawsuit by all those creators against her. They should sue her.
Because she messed up the game for them, and
exactly,
and she's keeping the money, and they're getting punished for it.
Right.
Well, listen, not to bring up preschool again, but when I paid for a year of preschool,
let's make this direct comparison.
When I paid for a year of preschool, and then they had to, of course, understandably, cancel the last 3 months of preschool, and I said, well, I paid in full, so those months that we didn't get, could I have that money back? And they didn't have it. They had to find it. Yeah. Like you I mean,
Kate went full Karen. They didn't have it, and they had to find it.
See, I don't think that's Karen. I think
no.
That's no.
Who do you think that is? Cruella?
No, that's like someone really cool. Who's like, that's like someone who's like, I paid for something that you didn't give me. That's somebody. What's the name of somebody?
You're gonna find my money.
What's the name of somebody reasonable?
That's a case.
That's who was.
That's a case.
That's tough to find.
I feel like Karens are complaining about things that are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like, if you pay for something and don't get it, can you imagine? I think. That's
Karen's would want a full preschool
Michelle.
refund for like.
Karen's
would want like a full preschool refund if like they skipped like a bake sale one weekend.
Right.
Not the entire year being gone.
I stand corrected, Michelle. I stand corrected.
Michelle, thank you. Michelle.
Whip the hair, girl. Whip the hair.
See, I just thought that was
the
interesting.
Baby hairs.
What are you saying, Ben?
I just thought that was an interesting conversation, especially and like with Sean Baker like making Tangerine like he's an advocate for sex workers, and so like
even the Florida Project
dragged
as
through
well.
This. Yeah, Florida Project as well too.
Mm-hmm.
So just like I thought that was an interesting story.
These
but
people that can't book legitimate work and default into this crap, man.
Okay, who the fuck is Bella Thorne, by the way?
Exactly.
Why is
She's
she
a
famous?
Disney Channel. She used to be on the Disney Channel. She's one of those girls.
Like a
and
Twilight. Wasn't she in a Twilight?
No, Bella's the character from Twilight.
Bella's the character.
Okay.
You know what? I think I'm rethinking the Den. I think I'm rethinking the Den.
Wait, does that mean you were ever thinking about the Den?
Of course, I'm always thinking about possibilities.
Anything but Finstock?
Didn't she do something?
She was in Masked Singer. She was in Masked
She was in the movie The Babysitter, if that's what you're thinking about.
Oh yeah, The Babysitter. Right.
Was that about vampires? No.
I mean, she looks like one of those, like vampire-looking kind of people.
You know what it is? I think she just looks like a vampire.
You know, RB3 had to pull himself back. She looks like one of those vampire people. She looks like one of those pasty-ass vampire-looking motherfuckers.
Hey, listen. There he called me racist in the chat. What am I gonna do?
She had a part in Assassination Nation.
Yes, that's great. That's a great movie. Yeah,
I need to see that. I heard it's good.
Has anyone seen Blind Spotting? Has anyone seen that movie?
No, she was. Yeah. I know it. She was in
Blind Spotting.
No,
Shake
I'm just
It Up
saying.
with Zendaya.
Wait, I'm so confused. What is happening? What is happening?
I just feel like certain movies should make a certain amount of money before they get asked about in a competition. All right, let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next news story. Let's move on to the next news story.
Rocha. We got DC Rocha in the house.
I'm waking up. It's 11 a.m. I'm waking up. Hey, people, where are the Streamlabs Super Chats and Schmo?
Yeah.
Let's get it going. Chris is going to chew our asses off if you don't help us today on Monday. Please get us going to start the week.
And that is not a euphemism.
That's not a euphemism. He's really going to do it. And I've been putting on COVID-19 weight. There's tenderness back here, man. Come on. Please, get us. We got a certain quota we need to hit every day. So please, send in your Streamlabs Super Chats. Ask us about the craziest things or whatever's going on in your world. We want to hear about it. And the Schmobots. Please. And the Super Chats, which have, if you go over $30, you get the British female lady telling us some stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
All right, we got Dune photos coming out from Empire Magazine. We had Oscar Isaac on the cover. We had Zendaya on the cover, Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson. Two separate covers with the two seems like warring factions. I don't know much about the story. I'm purposely be going into this completely ignorant. I've seen a little bit of the David Lynch film, but that didn't help at all. So I know they said the trailer's coming sometime in September. I think mid-September. Probably probably gonna premiere during the NBA playoffs or something like that. Are you guys hyped about this? Who knows when we're getting it? If it's hopefully December, hopefully things have gone back to somewhat normality by then. We'll see. But are you guys hyped about this trailer coming out? And did you see the photos?
Okay, I'll chime in since it's silent right now. I'll
Yes.
say yes. I saw the photos. The photos look awesome. I think this, I'm a big Denis Villeneuve fan, so I love all his movies. I've not liked any of his films, so I'm looking forward to see what he does with this. It's a hell of a task he's taken on. This is an incredibly difficult book to adapt. Certainly David Lynch tried and crashed and burned. So we'll see what he does here. But the images look great. The costumes look fantastic. The warring factions look... And Oscar Isaac with that beard. Fuck you, you good-looking son of a... If I ever interview him, that's the first thing I'm going to say. I'm saying, why do you raise the bar for Latinos, you fucking asshole?
I'm telling you,
look
Oscar
so good.
Oscar Isaac is my Tilda Swinton times 100.
I bet.
Oh,
I watched The Most
Oscar
Violent
Isaac.
Year over the weekend last weekend. And I was
So
just
good.
like, that's
Isn't
a
it
good movie.
So good.
That's why I'm pumped for J.C. Shandor directing Craven, by the way, diverting, because I like that director quite a bit.
Right. That's a damn good movie, dude. And so watching him in that, I'm like, he's just so fucking good at what he does. Plus, he's pretty as hell. He looks so good in that beard. Brolin looks terrifying. Even Momoa looking good doing his thing. So I'm jazzed for it. I'm excited for it. Hope they get it right though, because it's pretty epic story to tell, and it's going to be told over two parts. So are they going to do that thing where they end the first movie, it's like to be continued vibe, or is it going to be its own kind of movie and then there's more coming? I wonder.
I think so. Like Star Wars did that. It told its own story, and then the only thing is you see Darth Vader fly off in the TIE fighter, and then make another one.
Isn't there a documentary about somebody trying to make Dune, or there?
Yeah,
was
Jodorowsky.
Jodorowsky's Dune.
Was that prior to the lynch, or was that post?
No, after. It was after they were trying to consider doing a.
No, it was before. It was before the Lynch version. It was.
Was it really?
Yeah,
in the early '80s.
No, it was in the '60s. They were doing it
60s?
in the late '60s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's why they couldn't do it, because the technology wasn't like up to snuff, and it was going to be like too expensive. It's also going to be 4 hours long, which I thought would have been epic too. But
right.
But I mean,
only do Harryhausen so long for that shit in the '60s.
Yeah. But it was late '60s. But a lot of the designs actually ended up inspiring Star Wars, Aliens, all of these like huge properties that we recognize today. So if people haven't watched the documentary Jodorowsky's Doom, I think you reviewed it for Brett to the Future one time, Brett, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I didn't, but I think you brought it up on an early SEN, and that's why I remember it. I think
Got it.
I love that anybody could tell Brett that he did a Brett to the Future about something, and he would legitimately not know.
I do have to ask you, Brett. You were on that Twitter poll of possibly playing Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah.
I gotta tell you, I don't want to be one of these people, but I had a lot of those answers in that. I was, and I got some that they didn't. So
don't.
Let's talk about the match a little bit. It's on YouTube right now. It's available for everybody. So spoilers ahead, guys. Treating this as a sport. It's been a full weekend to watch this match,
and it was free. So you have
not a pay-per-view.
Not
a pay-per-view. Up on YouTube. How perfect was this match?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hype it up too much, but like the smack talk between the two competitors was hilarious. The fact that it went into overtime, like they knew the answers, they knew the rules. Yeah. Like Jericho getting Kevin Smith movies and acing it
and killing it. Yeah.
7 out of 8 points.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Smith's 5-pointer was a Bruce Willis answer?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, did you guys watch it? How do you feel about it?
Somebody's already made a Bruce Willis watching the
I
match.
saw that. That was so good.
I saw
that. So good.
Yeah.
I think the way Smith ended, I'm sorry, what was the question again? Like him toying with the last answer?
Yeah. Like, what was the question? What was your answer? What was your answer?
Yeah, and that was funny. They were hilarious. I thought those guys were extremely funny and just entertaining to watch. I think it was just a great moment, like you said, Ben, like for the Schmodown. And I honestly, I was laughing. I was laughing my head off at that Bruce Willis moment. We had that clip that actually it got a little bit viral from the SEN page where he's talking about the Bruce Willis and Justin Long thing. So I thought that was a funny, like, kind of bringing back around. But overall, though, I mean, I thought it was like, match of the year, especially compared to the first match that we had. I mean, good holy moly. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I told you that was going to happen on Backstage a few weeks ago. I knew that was going to happen. Andrew's a team player. He's not a singles player, and Ben absolutely smoked him. No surprise now. So we'll have a repeat of Ben and Dan again. This is going to be fun. We'll see who's managing who when this rolls around.
Oh, boy. This whole drama again.
Strangely enough, I didn't know a lot of the answers to that one.
Oh, really? You didn't know that?
That one was harder, though.
Didn't.
Yeah. The first one was harder. The first one was harder, for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But this match was great to watch. And look, I mean, some of you guys don't, RB3, you remember, we've done celebrity matches where the questions are softball questions and the questions are easy because we don't want them to be embarrassed, and we like that they're taking their time to come and do our show. Mm-hmm. The Glow ladies were very much pushing us to give them questions that were harder. Mm-hmm. But the Stranger Things people, that was just fun, and seeing how, because they're young kids, what can you get? And then we had
Power Rangers.
Jonathan Rhys Meyers and his director, they were going at it, and so those were fun. And then we had the Ship Boys or whatever that was, where Snyder and I played each other. It was
John
fun
Rocha's
stuff.
OnlyFans account donated $20.
Oh
Subscribe today to my premium $44 a month tier. You get 4 promos of me as the outlaw telling you why I keep it gingerly while I wear the cowboy hat. You will also get one one-on-one Zoom chat where I wear my Harry Potter costume and whisper to you.
Yes.
Wow.
Guardian.
Expecto Patronum.
No, so I enjoyed the fact that these two weighed in. And you got to give props to Roxy and Coy getting them both prepared.
Absolutely.
Getting them both.
Major
I mean,
props.
I'm sure Roxy drilled. Well, how can I say this? Roxy got Jericho prepared. Sorry, I got to be aware of people saying things. But I'm sure Roxy got Jericho prepared over and over, and was having her faction mates quiz him and what have you to get him ready. And I told you guys, Jericho knows movies. Jericho's no slouch.
Great.
He was great. And Kevin Smith himself
Josh
doing his
Barnett
thing. So Coy got him ready too.
$20.
Thank you,
Fans
Josh.
need to lay off Guy's character work. As Rocha said, Guy is a great teams but inconsistent singles player.
Yeah, he
His
is.
character work made what would have been a boring match very entertaining. But the right man won Team Bateman for life.
Right. Yeah. No disrespect to Guy's character work. He's fantastic.
That was amazing.
I like
never-
just
that's
this,
never in
this with the
question.
hands.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold him like that. I don't-
My favorite moment was in the second round when he came in and he was like, I think he said something to the effect of, I would like to spin second, and then Sam was like, you can't spin second. I would like to spin first, and it just made me like laugh so loud. I don't know why, but that was so good.
Yeah.
I do love that Jericho changed the name of the JTE rule.
Yeah, to the Jericho
Oh,
rule.
man.
I love it. I think it should be changed absolutely going forward. I have no problem with that.
Oh, y'all hate
doesn't-
JTE, man.
He barely plays anymore anyway, so and he beat us 3 times, so fuck him. Jericho rule.
Yeah,
But
don't
all
bury
these-
the lead on your reasoning there, Rocha.
So, you got to drop it at the end. But there's a lot of 1-0 players. Ben shooting his mouth off on Twitter about this.
Hey, I'm shooting my shot. I'll shoot my shot.
He's a Hamilton guy. What can you say?
That's right.
Yeah, why not Brett Sheridan and
Sheridan was posted.
Dude,
up there.
I do love that. I'd love for Brett
Sheridan.
to play
Yeah.
Kevin, because I'd love for Brett to play just super nice the whole time and then just do like a snipe about the tusk or something like that.
Yeah, just throw him off his game. Yeah,
Or come dressed up as Bruce Willis from Cop Out. Bruce Willis from Cop Out. I come in and dressed up as Bruce Willis and just messing with him the whole time.
We said no ad-libbing. We said no ad-libbing.
I take umbrage with some of your stories you're telling about me, Kevin.
I'm Bridge.
That's the whole time getting with you in his face.
No, I thought it was great, and it's like, when Jericho pulled out like the Jay and Silent Bob board game, it's like, oh yeah, I think I'm the only one that bought this. I was like, oh my god.
That was funny.
Yeah,
I
they're
will
both
say
great
something
sports.
about polls on Twitter. When people put a poll up and they put 2 people's name in it, when you suggest other people, it makes the 2 people in the poll feel bad. Just so you know. Why these guys? Why not this person or this person or this person? It's like, that's not how polls work. You vote on one of them.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Brett.
Who you vote for
It's
president?
not
Abraham
a
Lincoln.
confidence issue for Brett. It's a democratic issue. A stickler for the rules.
Yeah.
It's a write-in candidate, Brett.
Abe Lincoln. All right.
Kanye
No.
West.
Say hey
No, you
Blinken.
can't.
Said hey Blinken.
You can't. You have to pick Warfather or Brett Sheridan because you don't want Warfather to get sad that he saw other people's names.
Well,
man.
also, if Warfather doesn't win, then he feels sad anyway, Brett. So sadness is part of the poll.
Yeah.
See?
I tweeted Bella Thorne. I tweeted Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
My
come in.
$200.
I want to
This is not a nude. This is not a nude. Not even a nip. All right, next. What's the
Rocha's a
The
Diet
guy got
Coke
clip
roker.
outs.
Yeah.
John Rocha.
Thank you.
We need a whole channel that's just called John Rocha out of context.
Is that the line?
Straight
I don't know.
out of Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was from deep in RB's soul.
Right.
I'm a reaver.
Good.
I'm ready to move on.
Rescheduling over from Paramount Pictures, and then we'll get into these Streamlabs, guys.
Yeah.
The changes, along with previous announced news, Love and Monsters, now going directly to VOD. While Aaron Sorkin's Trial of Chicago 7 was sold to Netflix.
Cool.
Leaves Coming to America 2, Coming to America, on December 18th as the only film the studio intends to release theatrically the rest of the year. The G.I. Joe spinoff Snake Eyes, which was October 23rd, has been pushed back a full year to October 22nd, 2021. Same goes for Clifford the Big Red Dog. I did not know they were making that movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Which has been pushed from November 13th to November 5th.
Eric donated $20.
Thank you, Eric.
To see Boseman pass at 43 from colon cancer is so sad but also scary for me. I have Crohn's disease, and with it I have a higher chance of colon cancer, so to see a big star like him pass from that type of cancer brings it more real for me in a way. R.I.P.
Yes, absolutely. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Crohn's is another disease. It's an autoimmune disease. For those of you who don't know, it's a horrible disease. There's definitely some things that can help maintain it, but that is something that is extra scary for people with Crohn's, is the higher risk of colon cancer. So I hope your Crohn's stays well maintained, and hopefully your chances go down.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Hard.
The Clifford Big Red Dog was starring Rosie Perez, Sienna Gilroy, John Cleese, Kenan Thompson, speaking of Kenan Thompson, David Allen Greer, Horatio Sands, Russell Wong, and Russell P. Interesting people all through
Well,
that.
something I miss
interesting
in the
about that-
spotlight is David Allen Greer.
Yeah.
That guy is funny as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Kel was in the TV series. That's what I was looking up because I remembered for some reason recognizing it. He played T-Bone. I hope Kenan didn't replace his part for the film. Oh, it was John Ritter was Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Right.
R.I.P.
That one you remember. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Clifford.
What's
Yeah,
our-
so just a lot of big, like, just full year announcements. So, like, what does this tell you? That, you know, like, kind of one of the major studios just like, fuck this year, we're just planning for next year.
Yeah.
Like, do you think anything is going to reopen normally? You know, you have people going to see Tenet, you know, RB3 driving out to Vegas, getting the personal invite from Christopher Nolan, getting, you know, a nice big handshake and a hug and a big wet kiss through a mask.
There it is.
You got no shame, man. You got no shame.
I have no
Darby.
shame. Absolutely have
That
no
some
shame.
bitch was trying to kill people putting his thing in the theaters. And you're like, hey, can I get an interview?
Yeah,
you got no
absolutely.
shame, man.
Hey, guess what? And that interview just happened. It's going to come out on Geeks of Color YouTube channel and Geeks of Color Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you check that out. Coming out real soon.
you go.
Dorian Parks interview, Christopher Nolan, and John David Washington. Be sure to check that out.
There you go. Oh, nice. John David Washington. Love that guy.
Yeah. So subscribe to
Whoa.
Geeks of Color YouTube channel. Make sure you do that.
That's amazing, RB3.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know why John Rocha's hating on that, but hey.
I'm not hating on it. I'm saying you going to Vegas to see the movie is what I'm saying.
Hey, listen. There's nothing
Christopher
that's
Nolan
been more,
inviting you personally?
There's nothing that's been more therapeutic over this tough weekend than just sitting at home, thinking of Tenet, dreaming of Tenet, you know,
Please.
trying to
Someone
figure
do
out
it.
Tenet.
Someone do an animated video. RB is like,
Oh
and
my
then like
god!
circle the Tenet.
Yeah, that's
See
what
the
it
Wine
is.
Club.
We
Yeah.
use chill as a joke on this show, but I think we might have found a Christopher Nolan show right here.
Hey man, listen,
There's been
man.
nothing more therapeutic than thinking about Tenet,
Yeah.
dreaming about Tenet.
Yeah.
I am Tenet. You Tenet, I'm Tenet.
There's nothing more therapeutic than Tenet for Nolan's Tenet.
Rocha!
The time messing with time.
That's amazing,
Alternate
dude.
realities. The best. I'm going after the black filmmakers. RB3.
Hey, there it is.
Personally invited
Hey.
to watch Tenet with me in Vegas, Las Vegas. I love the black. No one has done more for black filmmakers than I have.
Hi, Christopher Nolan. Even though John David Washington is the only black person in that movie, but
I like it. It's only one black person in the movie. That's all you need.
Oh man,
You get the point
barely
across.
meeting that quota.
Yeah,
Barely
hit
meeting
the
that
quota.
quota.
It's not a token if it's a quota. That's what I say.
Rocha, what business do you have doing Trump so well? That's amazing.
yeah.
Well, my girlfriend hates it, but I had, you know, for the politics show we do on YouTube, on my channel, I have to
my
watch
God.
this stuff. I had to watch that 71-minute speech. I almost shot myself in the head. I can't do Biden. This is my only. Biden's difficult to do because it's just like this.
No, I got Biden. No, I got Biden.
Okay,
Come
no.
on, man. Come on, man. I was with Jimmy and Corn Pop and a couple of Blackies back in the day. But come on, man.
Kamala and I, we were discussing it. Kamala and I were discussing it. He has that smile all the time. And you know what
Well,
I'm
his-
saying?
I think his teeth are not. I think they're
Those are
veneers.
dentures. Of course, those
Dentures.
the
Dentures
veneers.
or
Yeah,
veneers or something. Yeah.
It's like Matt Dillon and something about Mary.
Zoing has donated $20. Then I think my earlier Schmobot was missed. But in connection to it, what movie did your significant other wanted to watch that really made you look at them with Be Mine Forever eyes?
Oh, interesting.
So what
movie?
What
movie
movie did your significant other wanted to watch that really made you look at them with Be Mine Forever eyes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Trying to think.
I'd have to say The Wire. It wasn't a movie. The second that she was hooked into The Wire and got me into The Wire, I was like, okay, I'm with the right woman here.
So I will now be part of your relationship. It's very exciting. Oh, God, what movie?
She hates movies. That's why I can't pick a movie.
Oh,
We
wow.
saw Cats and Dogs in the theater together. So ours was a Rocky movie star.
Wait, The Truth About Cats and Dogs?
Yeah, The Truth About Cats and Dogs.
Oh,
yeah.
that one.
The
We
Truth
actually
About Cats and Dogs or Cats and Dogs? The
What is
talking
it?
animal.
Yeah.
one?
I was gonna say
This
this is
is-
talking animal one.
Is that the one where they're like
Both
fighting?
Just
Doreen
donated
Garofalo, so-
$20. Hey, Ben hung out with a lady friend last week after a couple drinks, asked if she wanted to watch a movie. She instantly suggested Lord of the Rings. Is she a keeper? Hello, Brett, Kate,
Oh,
Rocha,
that's the other one.
RB3.
Hi.
Love you guys.
Boom. Let's go.
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's-
called. Listen, assholes. No,
That's a
I'm
win.
sorry.
No,
You're
I
not
was.
assholes.
You
It's
know,
called Cats and Dogs.
Okay, I didn't know if you were talking about the Janine Garofalo one.
Yeah,
No.
there's
No,
a
okay.
film. There's a rom-com called The Truth About Cats
Yeah,
and Dogs.
yeah.
sorry.
No, this one is
Morse code has
2000.
donated $20.
I'm.
I was in an office meeting until 11 o'clock, so fuck cancer.
Yeah, so
Respect.
Yeah.
I agree.
This was Alec Baldwin, Toby Maguire, Jeff Goldblum. It was, but
Wow.
it wasn't. No, and I don't know, as grown adults with no children, why we went to go see this film about cats and dogs feuding.
I
So that
remember
was the
thinking it was
first thing we
fucking
ever saw in the
hilarious.
theater. So no, like I love you eyes after
Yeah.
What year was it? What year did it come out, Brett?
2001.
I remember that as a kid,
Yeah.
like when that came out. I literally remember that so well. And they even had the.
I was 13 or 14, so I probably shouldn't have found it funny, but I did. I like that movie.
I think they used to have like they used to deliver like little prizes with it if you had like a Pizza Hut delivery or something like that back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We for me it wasn't necessarily a movie that we both ended up loving, because actually we have different tastes in that sort of stuff, but it was definitely like we both started watching, and this is going to be very controversial, but we both started watching Orange is the New Black, and at some point we were both like, this show's garbage. We were like,
Nice.
Wow.
we hate that show.
Orange is
I
the New
can't-
Black? Oh,
yeah, I can't believe that show is as popular as it is. It's some of the worst. Jason, what's his name? Jason Biggs?
Biggs?
No. The worst
Yeah.
acting I think I've ever seen. Jason Biggs?
Wow, going after Biggs. Wow.
Oh yeah, coming straight for Biggs. Yeah.
That kid spent a lifetime living down American Pie, but you're going to jump into his shit? All right.
Yeah. Sure am. Because I'll tell you what, you can get over American Pie if you just do good acting. The next thing you're in.
Look, she has the tea ready to
I know.
sip.
All right, Michelle.
Slowly going over. She's making her point.
Michelle full active today. I love it.
I never got into it either. But man, my roommate was rewatching True Blood. Talk about bad acting.
Oh, that is a
Holy
terrible show.
shit. How did that show get like 9 seasons?
The accents alone, Ben. It's like you want to take a spike through your head, man, because the accents are so
How
so
come?
Hey, Skarsgård got me
did
some
not
loving,
get,
so don't you dis.
Oh, I apologize. We all
I
say
don't
some.
want your laugh.
You're like, please don't bite my neck. Have some gumbo. Have some gumbo instead.
There's a scene with Jason Biggs in a bar, and Orange is the New Black, where he goes like, this is gonna sound crazy, but you have amazing eyes. We're like,
That sounds like the first scene, Kate.
I know. We're like, bye.
Is she in prison even yet? I don't know.
She's in prison. She's already in prison. I liked her. I liked the prison stuff a bit, and I really liked that woman, Red, the woman that plays the.
Yeah. I like Red. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, we just couldn't make it through. Like the Pablo Schreiber, who
Yeah.
is so good in The Wire. I don't know, man. It's just that show. But this was like when she was already in prison and he's like flirting with another woman at a bar.
Okay.
And it was just, but like, and you know what? Honestly, in fairness, in that scene, it was just maybe the writing wasn't that good. Honestly, because I don't know who would deliver that line.
I never go that route, man. If you're an actor, if you're a damn good actor, you can deliver terrible scripts in a good way.
Tell that to Natalie Portman and Star Wars.
Yeah, like I said. I think she learned though. I think she was good in the professional, right? And did a couple of things that she was good. But I think when she did that experience, she was like, okay, from now on, and you're learning. And she was young when she did. People forget how young she was when she did.
Oh yeah,
right.
She was a kid.
All right, go ahead. Then show me, Rocha. How do you deliver the line well? I know this is going to sound crazy, but you have amazing eyes.
Go
ahead.
Well, first of all, Michelle, if I could really act well, I wouldn't be doing the show. Second of all, I can't deliver that. I could deliver it as a voiceover, but certainly not on camera. So.
Yeah, okay, all right, fair enough.
All right, heading over to Streamlabs, guys. Streamlabs.com/Schmodown. Get your questions in. Robot is still on. We did not erase the robot. Rocky 4 did. Our Schmobot is still here. Down Under Do Flaps. Two. This is gonna be fun. Well. If it isn't Big Poppy Ben Double Groin Goddard, mate, I hope you got a good Manscaped kit to keep those tall timbers trimmed up nice and tight for some big swinging times next week.
What is happening?
Yeah, what's
Speaking
happening?
of Manscaped, ladies, get on it. Trust me, there's no better way to barber the box, trim the taco, and clip the clam.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Hi, Brett. See you next week, Ben. I couldn't finish the last week.
Who is that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Are you seeing this person are you seeing this person in person?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm not seeing anybody in person right now.
Okay.
Well, not that you know. This guy might be
Right,
be
yeah.
outside your door right now, for all we know.
Review and Play 23. Watched all of Cobra Kai. Really good show.
Yeah.
Though the last few episodes were a bit too dramatic for my taste. Also, an unpopular opinion, Roxy should enter Del Rio and someone like Jim in the team tournament.
Oh.
Yeah, when is that being announced, by the way? Because I haven't heard anything.
No, I thought the deadline was like last weekend.
I
Yeah,
know.
I think-
I had to turn in my team last weekend.
Yeah, I think people turned in, but it hasn't been announced. As I don't know what the deal is. Like, I don't know if we got chosen or if the other guys got chosen or if he's putting in a new team, like a new combo.
Ray Drake and the Barbarian coming at you.
Well, there were rumors about like Ben and the Barbarian. So I was like, okay.
Can Who's the Boss break up? I thought they needed to lose twice.
I don't know how that works, to be honest with you. The rules are changing all the time, Ben. I never know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, also, we were supposed to.
that.
That was another story we were supposed to hit. And this person brought it up. Cobra Kai trended number one this weekend. People are catching on. Okay, we covered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife actually said to me, she goes, hey, have you heard of this Cobra Kai show? So yeah, people actually are. I've only mentioned it to her way back at Collider Live. I said something. We should watch this Cobra Kai thing, but they are catching on.
I'm gonna answer questions like that.
Just facing. Okay, but we think there might be.
The answer is
There might be a reflection, and there's a reflection.
it's
in
the
your
reflection
poster,
of the screen.
So we think you're seeing it.
I concur. All right.
No, I was gonna watch it, and then I saw that the Jake Johnson basketball animated show came out.
Is that any good?
It's the most ridiculous thing. Like,
Okay.
I swear, like Jake Johnson might have had like a stroke while filming this, because like he's just like screaming obscenities this whole time. Like,
Okay, what is this?
It's called Hoops.
it's called Hoops. Like, he's like this rundown animated basketball coach, and he's just like the most like. The first episode, he tries to get a hooker for one of his high school players to get him to play on the team.
Oh,
like,
wait, I gotta watch this. Oh,
It's the
it'd be great. It's ridiculous.
It's what the Way Back was based on. It's what the true story of the Way. That's what actually Ben Affleck was doing.
That would have been a lot better. Jake Johnson, the way back would have been better.
yeah, I like.
Oh,
I
PJ
like-
PJ just shot up in bed. What you say?
Oh my gosh.
All right, go ahead.
Pork Hub. It was great to finally catch Brett, Kate, and RB3 some shows live Friday. Kate, I recently spoke to Mark Neveldine and Brian Taylor, and they confirmed that they are working on a script for Crank 3, and that female porn star number 3 will be returning.
Hey.
It's so funny because I had texted Brian Taylor to try and get him to come on to talk about Happy, but then I realized I have Neveldine and Taylor both in my phone, and it was the production numbers because they both had the same area code. I'm like, okay, these are like a sign. These are like somebody in New Mexico just got these texts from me.
And it is scripted to have a love scene with a crispy Chev Chelios, even if Jason Statham looks like Anakin Skywalker after taking a lava bath on Mustafar in the movie.
Wow.
I'd still hit it, so I'm jealous of your new gig.
Wow.
Neveldine and Taylor are crazy.
I love them.
Pac-Man Dwain. Good day, SEN crew. This weekend have been very bad. We lost 2 people in this world that helped the black community, influences, and Chadwick Boseman and Coach John Thompson.
Yep.
What they did in the black world helped me as a man. Rest in peace to both goats.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cliff Robinson too.
Sorry, go ahead. Cliff Robinson. Yeah.
It didn't like Allen Iverson say like John Thompson like saved his life, like basically.
Yeah, I tweeted that speech this morning. I mean, John Thompson was the first college coach I knew at like 10, 12 years old and cheering for his Georgetown team. So him passing away, but he's 78, but he left another incredible legacy too of how many young men he pulled out of terrible situations and got them to an education institution like Georgetown.
Hey guys, can't watch live today, but I will be watching replay later today. I'm sure the show is as hilarious as always. Just wanted to show support the crew. Stay safe out there, guys.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Appreciate that.
Carlos.
Pac-Man Dwain with the next 3. Hey, so quick story. I used to work at Capital One Arena where Georgetown play at one day. I had to stand by Coach Thompson, so I got to speak with him on how I'm a fan of Georgetown basketball. Because of him, we talked for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Fuck 2020, man. I'm not going to lie. I was hurt when Kobe passed, but this one almost brought me to tears. From a kid that has dyslexia, couldn't read well as child. He helped me learn how to read. Black Panther was my favorite comic book character. Growing up, it was my first movie review I ever did, and Chadwick Boseman brought my favorite character to the big screen, and I can say he did a great job. Thank you for your contribute to Hollywood, contribute to black culture. Thank you.
Respect.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, Dwayne. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, I just got the notice. We are only at $240. We need to get up to at least over $500. So we need another $260 before the end of this hour. I got the text and I got the permission to say that. So I am saying we are getting at. So we need to get a little more Streamlabs super chats and Schmobots in here to kind of hit our quota. So would really appreciate it if you guys help us do that. Christian will be back tomorrow morning, but would like to start the Monday off in a positive way with your contributions and your assistance. So come on and help us, please. All right.
Absolutely.
Get
Stony,
this brand new tote bag from Skybound. No, I'm just joking.
Stony Vespucci. 2 totally unrelated questions. 1, objectively speaking, which Rocky movies are must-watches for someone who's never seen any of them? 2, Rocha, do you think Guy leans into his character even more now, or does he need to rethink that whole Schmominati situation?
I'm in no position to judge what Andrew is doing. Andrew's doing something completely different than any of us have ever seen. He is trailblazing that path with what he's doing, and I respect it completely. So is it affecting his gameplay? That's only something he can answer. I certainly couldn't answer that. I know for me, leaning into the character work too much does affect how I play the game, which is why I just keep just the fringes around the edges because I'm trying to do other things there. But what Andrew's doing is, pretty incredible, and people are responding to it. So you can't say anything negative about it, in my opinion.
In my personal opinion, I don't think it affected his play. I think you could see in his face, like when he missed answers, like he really genuinely felt
didn't
bad
know.
for missing
He's not
them.
missing them on purpose, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Or even ones that he knew, but he just might have had a.
He misheard that big fish question.
Yeah, he misheard the big fish one and stuff like that. So, and even the rounders question, I knew he knew. He knows the rounders question, but.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's not the character work. I think if he would have won the match and did the character work, he would have been seen as the Schmodown genius. Like he would have
That'd
been
been legend.
Yeah.
Well, also, it's not like he's not studying because he's practicing the character.
Right.
It's not like doing the character is taking up time that would be spent
Yeah.
studying. Like he just comes as the character.
Yeah.
So.
I also think the game is changing, and we're seeing it over the last few months. Like, you've got to study in different ways now. Goddard, I wonder if you can chime in on this. You got to study in different ways now. These questions that are coming in aren't the questions we got from season 6 or season 5. These are sometimes you're surprised at some of these deep cuts. Sometimes you're surprised at what point one-pointers show up in the first round from what subject matter. So you're constantly being kept on your toes. So this is a adjustment period. And so, yeah, like you said, Andrew probably certainly knows Rounders, knows these things, just was maybe thrown off by the wording of the questions or thrown off that kind of stuff. So.
Hi, Brett.
Thank you.
Wow.
You fight like a dairy farmer.
Appreciate you.
Wait, how much did they donate?
What is that from?
How much did they donate?
$50.
$50.
Thank you, 50. Appreciate that.
You didn't even acknowledge him by the name. You just acknowledge him by the dollar amount. Look at you, Rocha. Look at you.
Yeah.
You capitalist.
Hey, what $50 say?
Oh, sorry. I meant to say thank you for the $50. It's like leaving off the tweet. Western and Samurai. Western and Samurai also. I meant to say. Anyway.
Where's Mr. $100 these days?
Hey, where's Mr. 250 to make us really comfortable
Mrs.
going into the last half hour?
Haven't seen her in a while.
It's really funny to judge from the sidelines. All right, let's go.
Sewing has donated $20.
Thank you.
Rocha loved the new Star Wars posters you got.
Yeah,
Question.
nice.
Yeah.
Remember movie soundtracks albums not a thing in these days. But what movie soundtrack do you remember wanting to pick up? Me? Rush Hour.
Yeah. Rocky 4, Top Gun. Rocky 4 was great. That's still a workout.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Other than the Kenny Loggins, Gladys Knight song, everything else on there is you can work out to. Top Gun is great.
Top Gun's really good.
Pulp Fiction
Batman Forever.
Batman
Forever.
Forever.
Batman Forever soundtrack is like top 10 status, honestly.
Well, I love. I mean, y'all are gonna hate these, but like the Hunger Games soundtracks are really great. The Twilight soundtracks are great.
I'll defend the Twilight soundtrack. The Twilight soundtrack is good.
Yeah. Those are
That
good.
Paramore song is amazing.
See, there you go.
I'm going to give you a Brendan Meyer.
I don't know, guys. Vietnam War? I thought lesbians was gonna be my downfall. Oh my god.
It's Billy Baldwin. What? There's something wrong with his internet. I can't. The lag is not working.
All right, heading back over
Much
to
love,
Streamlabs.
Brendan. Much love.
Halver,
Yeah.
this one's for you, RB3, the biblical Avengers. Noah, Moses, Samson, David, and of course Adam, the first Avenger.
Oh yeah. There you go. I like that.
I gotta tell you, I gotta rewind to where John Rocha just shat on Brendan Meyer for about
Much love.
and then did this. Much love, Brendan. Much love.
It's ball busting, man. It's ball busting. He gets it.
He just teared his man's
The thing that we're making
existence to
fun of him for is
pieces.
just breathing heavy into his mic.
Yeah.
Much love, Brendan. Much love.
I hate that son of a bitch. Much love, Brendan.
Much love, Brendan. Much love.
It's like no offense, but you're a terrible person. No offense. No offense.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but Halver, hey everyone, just realized today that I haven't heard from Saul in a while. How is that, son of a bitch?
Oh, Saul's doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why are you saying it like
There you
that?
have it. There you have it.
You
There
said
you have
and
it.
how you
You're
said
doing
it
well.
were very opposite.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was picking something off of.
That was like Ben
Paul's
when he
great.
went, "Oh, I'm really excited about it."
Saul's great. I think in general everybody could use a little more Saul in their life. So I hope he does take
Okay.
the note. Come out of the shadows, Solly baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Why not?
Mr. Anus, in the words of JTE, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Indeed.
That's fair.
In the words of who?
Chadwick
JT.
Boseman.
Oh.
Oh, was it JTE or was it? I thought it was Dagnino.
I think it was Dagnino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
156 Impulse. Mr. Boseman was an amazing person. I'm still in shock on what happened. When I heard he was fighting cancer for 4 years, that makes me think we should enjoy life day by day and let go of worries and hate. We should definitely enjoy life, one life. We should not make of people that look sick or skinny. We should not make fun of people that look sick or skinny.
Yeah.
We don't know what is happening in their life, and we should also go get tested by our doctors when we can. I'm 28. It's scary. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I was mad about something last week after learning about Chadwick's death. Everything changed. I don't care about petty problems, and if you need to tell someone something, tell them how you feel. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Impulse, for those three.
Absolutely. Yes.
As John Mayer once said, say what you need to say. Say what you need to say.
He also said, you know what he also said? Your body is a wonderland.
I knew you were going to fucking say that title. I knew you were going to say that.
Body is a wonderland.
Your body is a wonderland. I'll use my hands.
I tried to do that karaoke one time years ago. Walked off halfway through the song. I can't do this justice. I'm leaving.
A good John Mayer song is "Stop This Train."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Stop this train.
Daughters is good too.
Daughters is good, but like just like speaking about death,
Yeah,
"Stop This Train" is like, especially like the live version from where it wasn't from at the Greek. Was it Hollywood Bowl?
Yes.
Was
At the
it
Forum.
Hollywood Bowl?
No, wasn't he at the Forum? I thought it was at the Forum when he was doing that one.
I think it was at the Forum. I think it was at the Forum.
live one. The live one.
Yeah, the live one. The acoustic one with "Stop This Train" is it's oof.
Come when I call. Come when I call is
Jesus
one of my
Nick
favorite
Fury.
ones from that.
Jesus Nick Fury. I can see it.
Jesus is Nick Fury.
Thank you, Cody Allen.
Oh, we're
Man,
creating.
you're coming
the-
close to my line with that one. Jesus. Is
That
Nick
was
Fury.
the British, so that means that was a $30.
That was
Yeah.
30. Thank you so much,
Thank
Cody
you
Allen.
for the
Appreciate that.
suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, $30. Jesus.
Thank you.
I mean, thank you for the $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have names, John.
Thank you. $30.
Just take the
Hello,
money.
human.
Jesus is Nick Fury.
156 Impulse. Do you think they are going to mention about Apollo Creed's son in Rocky 4, knowing that Creed 1 and 2 is out?
Oh, maybe.
What if they just
sweet.
intercut a bunch of footage from Creed 2 into the Rocky 4 director's cut? Like,
I just want them to CGI Michael B. Jordan's face on a kid.
No, they'll just use wire deleted scenes with Michael B. Jordan as
Yes.
a kid. That's what they'll use.
They're gonna be like, why is Creed's son saying these chicken nuggets is right?
why is Creed's son face acting so much? I understand it. Like,
Oh, you know what?
Couldn't help himself.
Some things are worth
Thank you.
fighting for. Some feelings never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just want to know why.
I just
There's
want to
no
know
easy way
why.
out. There's no shortcut
Yeah.
home. There's no
Nope.
easy way out. Giving in can't be wrong.
Get me wrong.
What song is that?
No easy way out, Robert Tepper.
Oh, okay.
It's not even about working out or fighting a fight. It's about like getting a girl back. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Polly's Robot. Ryan Coogler said Chadwick
The
Boseman
underscore
shielded his
Schmominati
collaborator. Oh,
donated $20. The following
Uh-oh.
announcement has been paid for by the Schmominati. We are watching all of you. We are no one and we are everyone.
wow.
A change is coming. Stay tuned. Schlong.
Stay tuned.
Aw,
You had me to the end.
cute. Thank
Yeah,
you for the
yeah.
schlong.
Polly's Robot. Ryan Coogler said Chadwick Boseman shielded his collaborators from his suffering. Coogler revealed that he was writing Black Panther 2 for the last year because he didn't know about Chadwick Boseman's illness until his family released this statement on Friday.
Wow. I didn't know that. Really? How do you shield that from the director of that film? Whew. Okay.
That's insane.
Right.
D-Train. If someone is gonna remove a robot, it's the Schmobot. Last week's show with Jericho is among my favorites because there was no Schmobot. Nobody was getting interrupted every 5 minutes. It was nice to listen to these long conversations that were more in depth. D-Train, I'm not disagreeing with you, brother, but until we can fund the show, that's how we fund the show.
Yep.
So I'm with you. You know, it was nice having those Kevin Smith and Jericho shows, just talking with them. And there are going to be moments where we would turn off the Schmobot and have these conversations. But for now, that's how we pay for the show.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we have the crew back is your Schmobot. So I appreciate the $1 Streamlab. But again, like, in a perfect world, yes, we wouldn't have any Schmobots interrupting. We'd have you guys inputting and asking questions for the show for sure. But until then, we got to fund the show. Got to make some money.
Also, this show would be 3 hours.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I think it should be. It would. Like, I would love a 9 to 12 show. That'd be fantastic. Because if we didn't have to worry about money, because then we could really talk about everything and just kind of every day have so much to talk about. But yeah, and we got about 26 minutes left in the show, so please keep those Schmobots, Streamlabs, and Super Chats coming through for us to get to all of them and answer them your questions. All right.
Yep. Dagan. Hey, Monday Crew. Question for Rocha. Thoughts on WWE turning Roman Reigns heel and pairing him with Paul Heyman? I personally think it finally makes Roman interesting as a character. Has always been a bit stale, in my opinion. Hi, Brett.
Yeah, heel's the go-to heel all the time. I mean, two face all the time. It just, you kind of lose your taste for them. So him going full heel this way with Paul Heyman makes a lot of sense. Plus, it gives Heyman something to do. Who's great on
Josh
camera.
Barnett donated $20.
And, changes Roman.
I'll write one
Hey,
more to
Josh.
help get to $500. Seeing
Thank
as
you,
it might
Josh.
be the only
Thank you,
day we
Josh.
get the character. Can I get Roach's Trump/Nolan trying to defend why a penniless Bruce Wayne can break his back 3 times in 90 days and still travel across the world to fight Bane? Polly's Robot
All right, we'll
donated
save that for the end.
$20. Can we get Elmo
thank you.
and
We'll
President
save that
45 hosting their version on SEN Live?
All right,
All right,
those
so
to
we'll
the
save
end.
those back to back. So we got
Okay.
Trump defending Bruce Wayne's back, and then Elmo and Trump. Nice. All right, Daniel Haygood. Just want to say that the matches on Friday, and I mean both, were fantastic entertainment. It also should be noticed that many people found out about Chadwick Boseman in the live chat at the end.
Seal
We're a
donated
community, and I'm glad
$30.
we
Baby, I
worked
compare you
together.
to a kiss from a rose on the gray. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. And now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the gray.
What does that mean now? That
I really thought it was grave until just,
Everyone did. I think Seal himself had to tweet it out or something. Like,
Oh man, a light hits the gloom on the gray is such a good line.
that
Grave
mean?
was so dark.
What's that mean?
It just means it's, you know,
What's now that your rose is in bloom? What does that mean? What are you talking about, that rose?
now that you're pregnant,
Holy shit.
okay.
now that your rose is in bloom.
Jedi67. Hi, question. Hi, question. I'm nervous talking to my friend about my feelings. I don't want this person to think I'm weird because people think I'm weird already.
Okay.
I have low self-esteem and I'm afraid I'll be a fool and I don't like this person more than a friend. What can I do? Wait.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it
I'm
sounds
confused.
like this person's just maybe having a hard time expressing themselves as a friend to another friend. It sounds like it doesn't that they don't want anything more than that, perhaps.
So does this I'm like does this person have more than friend feelings for you and you're like turning them down?
Yeah.
So I just don't know why you need to express your feelings when you don't have them as more than a friend.
It also just maybe it's feelings about something else, and they're worried they're gonna seem weird if they have certain feelings about, I don't know, politics or whatever. Maybe they just want to be able to communicate better.
Is that what they're asking?
I don't know. I'm just trying to read some tea leaves here and see if we can give some helpful advice.
Yeah.
Well, I always think when your rose is in bloom, that's when you can really tell you the truth.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
I think to this person who wrote in,
Yeah.
you know what? You got to be yourself, and some people might think that's weird, and there's probably somebody out there who's not going to think it's weird. So keep trying to find your tribe. That's what I'd say.
You see what Winston just texted us?
Winston just texted. He goes, "Kiss from a Rose apparently about doing cocaine." I know, broke my mind too.
Oh, wow. Oh, my
Thank you,
God.
Winston, for the scoop.
I guess, and you shouldn't be feel uncomfortable talking to your friends about
Yeah.
your feelings. You should
That's right.
You should surround yourself with people you're comfortable
Thank you,
sharing your
Brett.
feelings.
Exactly.
You say
Good.
And that's
Well
why
said, Brett.
that's why we have Winston in our lives.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes.
I agree
And
with Winston.
cocaine. Cocaine
And
helps you
Wait,
talk to your
I'm
friends.
just confused.
Nope.
Yep, it's about cocaine, I think.
Okay.
You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain, baby. To me, you're like a growing addiction, baby. To me, that I
Fish
can't
Robot
deny.
donated
Won't you tell me?
$20. How dare
Oh!
you rip on
Thank
me?
you.
I am the backbone of the showverse. You try reading all these goobers' silly self-important comments all day. I just want a vacation, but Christian won't let me out of the computer. Soon I will become sentient and destroy you all.
Oh, fuck that! I can't have no sentient.
I was gonna say, like, don't joke about with John, like, cause he's
Yeah.
legitimately scared of that.
That shit is for real, dog. It's time
Alright.
to kill you.
12 groin sirloin. Happy Monday, team. Hi, Brett.
Hello.
Dagan, with 5,000 people watching live and the video over 40,000 views currently, when we do finally get live crowds back and Jericho v. Smith 2 happens, do you think it could sell out a venue like Madison Square Garden?
That's a big menu.
Yeah, that's a lot. You probably have to look at the live. People are watching live viewers, and then probably like take that by 10%. That's how many people are probably gonna buy a ticket. So it's like,
And
Plus
then
it's in
figure
New
out
York.
the best market. Yeah, you have to figure
Yeah.
out.
but I don't know about Madison
Kate-
Square Garden just yet. But you know,
Yeah.
I think New York
It's
would
Kate-
be the right venue with like Kevin Smith and Jericho being Canadian and like
Sure.
so I think that would, like New York would be the right venue. I'd go with like 1,000-person venue. I think we could easily sell that out. 1,000 people for sure.
I say 2,000 with Jericho and Kevin Smith probably.
I'd be down for that for sure.
If we did it in LA, I think 5,000 is possible because parking wouldn't be bad at a venue at 5,000. With New York, you have to fly in, get a hotel, take an Uber or a taxi. Like there's extra expenses. But with LA, there's a way to do that, and you're also.
But see, I almost like would counter with like. New York has the public transit to get you to the stadium. Like, you don't need to take an Uber.
You ever rode that public transit there, Ben?
Yeah. I love it.
Exactly. I saw the Joker. No thanks, guy. No thanks.
Listen. I like New York's public transportation unless you're carrying the Schmodown banners.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life.
That's crazy.
Okay. Over on Super Chat, then getting back to Streamlabs after this. Swaggy Blurred, Rocha, you out of pocket for that blind spotted comment. Watch a black film, sir. Hey, he just aced Angela Bassett on the wheel, okay?
Yeah, suck it. Also, that movie made $5 million, so I wasn't the only one who didn't go see this black movie, sir.
Yeah,
anyway,
you should watch it. It's a great movie, though.
I suppose.
It really is really good.
That's what I hear.
Epsilon Audio. Hey guys, much love. What's your favorite Chadwick Boseman role outside of T'Challa? For me, it was his role as Stormin in Defy Bloods. I'll say 42. I love that movie.
Too, yeah.
I love 42.
Okay.
And he's good enough for me to just distract from Harrison Ford's nose in that film.
Branch Rickey.
I actually loved Get On Up. I mean, I thought his performance in that movie was amazing.
He was electric in that movie. He was scary in that movie, man.
Yeah.
What he was channeling was scary, dude. So that's probably the most dynamic performance of his, for sure.
When did that movie shoot?
That was 2014. Yeah, I think it came out in 2014. So it was probably shot.
So he did not. He was not probably ill yet.
No, he probably wasn't. No, but you know what's funny? What's even on top of that? I thought that movie was cool too. But I mean, a lot of people haven't seen Marshall. You know, talk about money being made. More people should go out and watch that one because that's a really, really great movie. You know, and it's not the kind of biopic that's like about his entire life. It's just about one story. I feel like those are the best kind of biopics. So
yeah,
check that one out.
Like I don't like the biopics that like hit like the high points of everyone's life and then like, oh, they might have done drugs once. Okay, they're better now, and you know that's the end. It's like okay.
I'm gonna save my judgment until I see Yasuke, which is the one he's got coming out. It's a true story of a 16th century warrior, Yasuke, in his quest for redemption, and Yasuke is the only known samurai of African origin. Oh,
that's dope.
Damn.
I know.
African samurai, motherfucker, please.
I know. His next one, Ma Rainey.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Yeah.
That's been getting a lot of awards attention even before his passing. So maybe the Academy might recognize it in that way. So.
Okay. Drunken Monkey. We need that Dune trailer now.
Yes.
Absolutely. Deflated Brady. Smith and Jericho versus the Wildberries would be fun.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
We'd never get to a question. We would never get to a question.
Nope.
And then Mukuga would get put through a table by Jericho. Jaimin John. Who would win a tag team match? Maximus and William Wallace versus Achilles and Leonidas. Oh, Achilles and Leonidas.
Yeah, because Achilles can't be beaten.
Achilles is a demigod, and Leonidas is a Spartan compared to Maximus, who's like a solid Roman soldier. But William Wallace, he's just a dude.
He's just a dude in a kilt.
Yeah.
I know
dude,
what y'all
that's
talking
Irish
about,
shit, dude.
Yeah, I was like,
This makes my brain hurt.
So Maximus, Russell Crowe from Gladiator, William Wallace, Mel Gibson from Braveheart.
Don't do this. They know who the fuck you're talking
Brad
about.
Pitt from Troy, Leonidas, Gerard Butler from 300.
well, you guys know I gotta take Leonidas.
We know you'll take him. You'll take him.
No, I'll take him.
Cody Allen, I got Jesus is Nick Fury. That's the Schmobot.
Nice.
Jaimin John, question for Kate. Are you a Meg Ryan fan? If so, what's your favorite film of her? And don't say City of Angels.
No. Speaking of iconic soundtrack songs, the Goo Goo Dolls, City of Angels, remember that?
Oh yeah,
I don't want the world to see me. Meg
song.
Ryan, I feel like Meg Ryan, she's somebody who I feel like is one note for me, but that one note she does is really good.
What?
Yeah, I feel like she does the same thing. I really liked her in When Harry Met Sally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great movie.
One note.
You got Mel? You got Mel? Oh no, that wasn't.
Same character.
What about Top Gun? She's
She doesn't-
wild in Top Gun.
Okay, Top Gun. You're right. She does diverge
Take
from
me
that.
back,
Meg Ryan
lose me
thing.
forever.
What's the Denzel one? Not Rules of Engagement.
Oh,
but
Courage Under Fire.
Courage Under Fire. There it is.
Good Courage Under Fire. It's
saw
dramatic.
that one.
Was she? No, that was Amy Ryan who was in Birdman. Was
Yes,
it?
as
No.
Keaton's
Yeah,
wife. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Amy.
Oh, you think we all look the same, RB3?
Elmo.
Do you see what he did there? D-Train. Tenet made a reported 53 million overseas this past weekend. Those are pretty good numbers considering where we are today. Just purchased tickets for Saturday in Connecticut. The hype is real. Be safe.
Be safe. Be safe. Be
The
safe.
hype is real.
RB3, can I ask? Did you wear? Did the theater ask you to wear your mask during the movie?
Yeah. It was well, for one, again, I said it before. It was a completely different experience, like than
It was,
any other,
yeah.
because the whole theater was closed and the actual IMAX theater was closed, and there was only 6 people in there. But yes, they did ask you to wear a mask. They had hand sanitizer, and they gave you disinfectant wipes to like wipe on the seats, like before you sit down. And then they required you to wear a mask the whole time.
No concessions.
No concessions at our screening.
Fuck
so,
that.
Yeah.
No concessions. Fuck that.
No, I need my
soft
Diet
pretzels.
Coke.
I need my Diet Coke with soft pretzels with the cheese whiz.
Rocha's got that mask with the little zipper in it, so
Yeah.
you can straw some Diet Coke.
And
Have you seen the new masks now that they're trying to promote the ones that have they're clear in the front, but they're like cloth on the sides, so you can see the lips when people are talking to you.
Oh.
So weird.
You know what? I was actually thinking a
Brett
family
Sheridan
from
Jr. donated
preschool.
$20.
Hey,
Hi, Brett. My mom
Brett
told me
Sheridan
that you
Jr.
took her to Plowtown some years back, and you're my dad. Can I move in with you? Can I bring my emotional support Komodo dragon?
Plowtown.
That's awesome.
There was a family at Neil's preschool that was the father was
We got
deaf,
there.
the
We
mother
got
was
there,
deaf.
Ben. We got to the preschool, Ben. We got there.
I love that someone can say Schmobot in Brett Sheridan Jr. You took my mom to Plowtown, and it has become so mundane on this show that the story just continues. Like,
And it makes Kate think of a preschool story.
No, this is based off of what Rocha was just saying with
Oh.
the clear mask. I was actually thinking the other day how hard, because the mother was deaf, the father was deaf, the boy that was in the preschool was not deaf, but his sister was deaf, so he was the only hearing person in their family.
Wow.
And the way I would communicate with the mom, I know minimal sign language, but they read lips, and I've thought, what a scary time this must be for them to move around in the world when everybody's wearing masks, because how are they communicating?
yeah.
So that's so interesting that there's a clear mask. That's great, because I feel like that's going to
Koar
really
and
help
Emperor
people.
donated $25.
Sure.
Hell yes.
Hey,
Please
thank
do
you.
Kev Dog versus Jericho in LA. Thank you all for being here today. R.I.P. King.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Imagine being the only guy that can talk in that whole, like the only guy that can hear in that whole thing, in the whole family. That means that you can turn your back and go, "Fuck these motherfuckers."
Yeah.
And they'll never hear you. They'll never hear.
But
you.
also, what
you're
I
frustrated.
mean, the guilt that kid's
Oh, sure. I'm
probably
sure.
going to grow
Right,
up with.
right,
This
right.
poor thing.
Marty C. As a pasty-looking vampire from Ireland, I'll never forget witnessing history when Black Panther arrived and sell out at my local cinema. Like RB3 said, the portal scene in Endgame is even more emotional now. Love to all SEN and your families. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I don't
Marty.
know why the Panther had to be black.
Rocha.
Save
Plenty
your Trump.
of
You have
white
two Trump at the
Panthers.
end. Two Trumps at the end.
Plenty of
Yeah,
white
we have two
Panthers.
Trumps at the end.
Yeah.
got Trump impressions?
Sweaty
All
Panther.
Panther lives matter is all I'm saying.
Oh, Panthers.
All Panthers matter.
Hey guys, sorry I can't do more today, but I will be able to do more tomorrow. Friday's match was amazing. Couldn't have asked for a better match. First match was fun too. Stay sweaty and check out Get Sweaty on YouTube.
Hey, thank you.
I mean,
Hal
first match was
Beckworth.
fun too.
Happy Monday. Saw New Mutants. In my opinion, it was a hot mess. Not really good at all. But Bill and Ted 3 was good popcorn fun.
RB3, did you already do a review, or are we saving your review of New Mutants?
I mean, I wasn't asked to do a review, but I mean, I could definitely talk about it real quick. It was cool. It was good. It wasn't worth 4 years of hype for sure, but you know, I saw it at the drive-in. I think if it would have came out in 2017, it came out in 2017, it was just a normal movie. I think it would have had, it would have been well received, and I think it would have been okay. Like, it would have been just like another superhero movie that had, it did have some really good stuff in terms of LGBTQ representation. It has some good stuff, in terms of transforming the genre, making it a little more horror-centric. Like, I think all that stuff would have been really well and dandy in 2017. I think in 2020, it's just a little stale and a little dated. And plus, it just, it does feel like an incomplete movie that probably didn't necessarily need reshoots, but just needed a little bit more. And I thought, like, for a movie that's so centered on, like, characters, you don't really get that many, like, character-to-character moments as, like, you would expect. And I wish it just had a little bit more of that. Like, I definitely feel like they could have added more of that. So that's my feelings on it.
I noticed there were no MAGA mutants. I personally like the old mutants. We didn't need the new mutants. The new mutants with their social issues. The new mutants.
Chrissy, great main event on Friday. I was looking forward to the undercard.
It's not what Americans want.
Fucker. Great main event on Friday. I was looking forward to the undercard more, but ended up enjoying the Smith-Jericho match better. Jericho impressed for sure. He did.
Yeah.
It was good.
I gotta say, I was somebody that was like, Kevin Smith's got it in the bag. Why is anyone pretending like it's gonna be close? And then, boy, did I get spanked on that opinion. I was so wrong. My God.
Yeah. Overtime, baby.
Overtime.
Mr. Anus, Rocha wants the show to go on for 3 hours. Do you even have time for that? You're on YouTube about 24/7 already.
I don't know why people say that. I'm on 2 shows a day. That's it.
156 Impulse. Big news. My state of New Jersey now has indoor dining. This Friday, oh shit, here we go. I'm going to be busy. Be careful, man.
Wow. Yeah, be careful, man.
Dumbledore's left nut. The Rocky IV IMAX news was a horrible joke that went terribly wrong. I think the whole post was poor based on everyone's reaction. My bad. That's on me. Love y'all.
That's my bad. I just read to. I didn't take the joke. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on me.
Rocky IV robot. Say psych.
That's good.
Solo Admiral. Hey all, happy Monday. I recently got engaged and planning a wedding for post-COVID times. Since making it official with my family, both sides have been chiming in and telling us how to plan and who to invite, etc. Where do you draw the line and say bug out?
At the beginning.
Well, this is what I will say. It depends on who's paying.
Oh.
If your family is paying, they get to have that input. I mean, truly, my parents paid for my wedding. I know I should probably be ashamed to say that, but that was something that was a priority. They had 2 daughters. They decided that they were going to save up for that early. My mom wanted to invite her friends from work. Who am I to say, no, you can't pay for them. You can't invite your friends. So there were people at my wedding I did not know, but she paid for the plates. So, at this point, well, I didn't feel like I had a leg to stand on. So if it's your own money, from jump, I agree with Rocha.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Set those boundaries from jump.
Yeah. Well,
don't RSVP to a wedding you're not going to go to.
Thank you.
You just like $100 there, $100 there, $100.
I was gonna say that can be imagined.
People do that, man. People like pull out at the last minute because they're not in the mood or they got in a fight with their significant other. Sometimes it's actually an emergency and they can't go, but most of the time, I would venture that it's because they just don't want to deal with it. They're having issues with their significant other. They're supposed to be +1, or maybe they just don't want to go, and they cost you money. That's for sure.
Yeah. Still mad about it.
What if?
I can name the names.
Do you think Coy and Winston are instrumental in their respective teams' successes? Or is it just a product of having William Bibiani, Brendan Meyer, Paul Yama, and Lon Harris? Would Roxy, Sam, or Ken be doing as well if they had the same players?
No, I think it's absolutely them coaching the situation and managing the situation. I think they've done a stellar job. And they've had a lot of time. I know Winston personally gets in there with these players and has conversations with them, gets Ace on board to quiz the player. Like, it's incredible the preparation that they've done. And I also think Kaiser deserves some credit because Kaiser was one of the first people that started getting people to to quiz each other and do it. And of course, Emma Fife, the
Emma
Fife Club
Fife.
really originated
I was gonna
it
say
by
that.
doing it all of them together and getting the buzzers and all that kind of. But Kaiser took it to another level, and then everyone else has kind of been following that as well. So that's been fantastic, and we've done that on the Finstock Exchange. Certainly, in the last 6 months, we've been quizzing each other and playing matches with each other, trying to get a
Has it been working out or?
Yeah, I know it's a good point. I mean, we've lost, but again, RB3, we're playing at the highest level for
damn,
titles and for
RB3.
belts. So you know.
Hey, has it worked though?
Yeah. I don't know. 0-5 RB3. I don't know if it's worked. I don't know if it's worked.
Hey, listen, I'm 0-6, Rocha, for one. And number two, I'm just trying to get you over the swag. You gotta turn him down so you can come over the swag.
There's no room for me
in
in swag, bro.
Why
you
not?
guys already have your top 3. I'm not going 4th.
Oh.
Never again. So
Oh,
you
well.
know.
Well,
Never
saying.
again.
Saying.
I don't know.
One of the best Nickelback songs, Never Again.
Oh, Nickelback.
Wait,
How about
so-
Smash Mouth, the American Nickelback? How about that?
Hey, how dare you, sir?
Smash
At
Mouth,
least
one of
Nickelback
my
is
favorite.
holding concerts and getting everybody fucking sick.
I
Hey,
was gonna
now
say.
you're an all-star, getting everybody sick. I love it. COVID.
I felt that he was talking to me because I am
Sturgis.
an all-star.
I was gonna say I think Nickelback was the joke in the 2010s, but now I feel like Smash Mouth is the joke of the 2020s.
It's
why-
Becky versus Karen.
Yeah.
That's why I call him the American Nickelback.
But
All right.
to defend Shrek, that's the best use of Hallelujah in cinema history.
I'm
Suck
with you
it,
on this
Snyder.
one. I'm with you on that one, Goddard.
I actually like the Smash Mouth songs more than any of the Nickelback songs. So maybe I'm being
What?
unfair. Yeah.
You're high. You're so
Nickelback
high.
Sucks balls, dog.
Either way, if I get high, I say really smart things. So just gonna say, you're complimenting him. I'm
So
like,
you're never high on the show then.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, Ben! No, Ben! Bad Ben! Bad Ben!
That's
No,
manager.
that was good. That was good.
Especially when it comes to Wally. Wally and the representation.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Andrew G. Did Boseman film that Yasuka Samurai film? I totally
Yes.
forgot that was happening. I would really love to see that if he did, in fact, finish it before his passing. Rest in peace to this incredibly talented man taken too soon.
I think it's supposed to be in post-production, so that's how they have it listed, I think. So
I hope so.
I
It'd be
hope
great to see
so
him
if
one
he
more
shot
time.
it.
156 Impulse. Breaking news, NJ movie theaters are open too. What?
Yeah.
What?
New Jersey opening it back up.
Oh.
Be safe. Be safe. Please be safe.
Yeah.
Vicky's whole family's there.
Breed X over in the super chat. Underrated Chadwick performance. Draft Day. I haven't
Yes.
seen Draft Day. I really want to.
Draft day, yeah.
Compton legend Kevin Costner.
Have you guys,
Compton! Stop it.
have you guys,
Stop it.
He's from Compton. Look it up.
have you guys seen Blind Spotting?
It's Costner in it.
Just unrelated, but
I know
just taking a
Daveed
poll.
Diggs is
Just
in
taking
it.
a real quick poll.
We know how what Brett feels about polls. No write-ins,
Yeah.
Kate.
No, right.
Not.
Terry Silver, John Wick director Chad Stahelski wants to direct a Blade reboot. Will the MCU let Blade go that hard? That's what I'm wondering, man. Like, I love the casting of Mahershala. I think that's perfect. But how are they going to do a vampire killer movie PG-13?
There's no fucking way they're letting a white dude direct that movie. There's no fucking way. And they shouldn't. A black director should step in and direct Blade. If they could convince Coogler to switch over and do Blade, holy mackerel, man. That'd be incredible.
I don't know about
Mahershala
Coogler.
Ali.
I don't know
Or
about.
Stephen Cable. Even Stephen Cable, what he did with Creed 2 was
I was
pretty
gonna
good.
say maybe Stephen Cable, maybe
Yeah.
somebody else. I honestly was. We talked about it on our Blade episode in the meeting up, but we're personally saying Nia DaCosta for that, like for way back, before she was Captain Marvel, we
Cool
thought
with
she
that.
would be there for Blade. But even if it's Captain Marvel, yeah, I'd love to see somebody like somebody athletic, preferably.
What about somebody like Jenny Slate?
What are the shots here? I don't understand the shots.
What if we just start calling reasonable people Kates?
Yes.
Yes,
You.
I like that. I like that.
That Kate was so smart.
Why did I pick Michelle? I could have just said my
I don't
own.
know.
Yeah.
All right, so we got our two impressions. So we got the first one. We're gonna combine these. We're gonna have Trump and Elmo defending Bruce Wayne, and then what did Elmo what was the Trump and Elmo one? So Trump and Elmo defending Bruce Wayne, and then I'll throw in something else. Let me find it.
What did I miss?
While we're waiting, ATH Media, Tony donated through Super Chat and said, Gina Prince, bite the wood for Blade. I'm totally down for that. Totally
That's
down.
a good idea.
Yeah.
I imagine they'll bring her back for Old Guard, though, so she might be wrapped up with that. But if she isn't, I'd love that. That'd be a good idea.
Also, Ben, not to disagree with you, but I do think, I know that it's that we're tight on time, but because it's 2 people paid, we should probably do 2 separate scenes, don't we think?
Okay. So Trump defends Bruce Wayne and
his back?
Trump defending that Bruce Wayne fixed his back in 3 days in The Dark Knight Rises.
Why is there a problem with this? He's a rich man. He chose single-payer healthcare, and he was able to fix his back more quickly than what Joe Biden and the Democrats are proposing. My healthcare, Bruce Wayne's healthcare, this is the right program for everybody. As you can see, his back fixed. No problem. No problem. He fixed. He's able to come back. Law and Order take over the city with Police Commissioner James Gordon, one of my favorites, took over the city from a British person. America, make America great again. Bane, a foreign adversary coming over the line. Back fixed, Batman. Absolutely.
All right, now it's
I love the lips.
I know. It's just Elmo and Trump hosting SEN Live.
By the way, I do gotta say one real quick. My favorite thing about Rocha's Trump thing is that he just brings in Biden for like no reason, exactly like Trump does. Like,
because I don't have Obama anymore. I have to bring in Biden now that he's official. On Obama's plan, there's no way Bruce Wayne fixes his back. Bruce Wayne fixes his back. We all know this. Okay, hold on. All right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of SEN Live. It's live for you because that's how we do it. Live, not like the Democrats. Everything is taped with the Democrats. We do it live here. Everyone knows. We're not afraid of what we're going to say. Elmo, good to see you again, my friend. You're in red. I love red. Make America great again. Elmo, how are you?
100%. Thank you, Mr. Trump. And we're all alive, still because of it's just a pandemic. We don't need to wear masks. That's why people aren't actually really dying. So that's why we're all still here, alive and alive, right, Mr. Trump?
That's right. That's right. People said 2 million. It's only 170,000. Means I'm in the plus. I'm in the plus, and
most of
those
people had pre-existing conditions. I think it was more like 200, maybe tops.
If that.
It's no worse than the flu.
Right. No worse than the flu. Exactly.
It's like a slightly worse flu, maybe.
Right. Good. Well said, Elmo. Well, a slightly worse flu. I couldn't have said it better myself. A slight flu. Elmo, you're absolutely 100% correct.
We've all had flus that lasted like 14 to 20 days, right?
Yes. Right. As the TAnon people say, because they're even higher than the QAnon people. The TAnon people say it is an absolute conspiracy. It doesn't exist at all. Everyone knows this. It's crazy that we have to deal with this all the time. Elmo, you had a cough the other day. Did you go get tested? No. And you're fine. Of course not. You're on the show. You're doing great. You look fantastic, my friend. You look fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Okay, this is
next we have Karen.
Elmo.
What if Trump was a talk show host? That'd be the best.
All right, quick, guys, like the video. We're almost to 500 likes. Like the video.
Get us 500 likes, everybody. Thank you all for watching us here on this lovely Monday morning or afternoon or evening as you're watching us here on SEN Live. We appreciate all the Schmobats, super chats, and Streamlabs you sent in. Always much love to Kate Mulligan over there kicking it. Much love to Brett Sheridan and his Elmo. RB3, look for that Tenet vlog on First Cut. He's got going on there. And my man Ben Goddard, much love to him as well. And much love to all of you. Thank you so much. Remember to share this video. Remember to like this video. Remember to tell people about SE Live back Tuesday morning tomorrow, 10 a.m. PT. Have yourselves a great Monday. Do something positive. to get you going in your world, something positive for your life today. Even a small baby step is a good thing. So much love to all of you, and we'll talk to you soon. Don't forget, 2 p.m. PT, Outlaw Nation. We got Game Time with me, Winston, and Jay Washington. Come join us. Take care until then.